Thanks for listening to the Swearing In podcast, where you'll hear the origin stories of those who chose to serve. So ground your gear, take a seat, and listen up. The Swearing In podcast starts right now.
Hello and welcome to the Swearing In Podcast. I am your host, Marty Smith. Joining me today is Army Retired Chief Warrant Officer 3, Jaime Hernandez. Jaime was born and raised in Ponce, Puerto Rico, and graduated from Ponce High School in 1989. He attended Pontifical Catholic University of Puerto Rico, pursuing a degree in accounting. He enlisted in the Army as an 11 Bravo and went to basic training at Fort Benning, Georgia in 2002. His first assignment was to Bravo Company 235 Infantry at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, and he deployed with them to Afghanistan in 2004. In 2008, he reclassified to MOS 88 November, Transportation, and went to Fort Eustis, Virginia for training. After being promoted to E7, he again deployed to Afghanistan in 2010. During that deployment, Jaime applied and was accepted into the Warrant Officer program. He graduated from the Warrant Officer course in 2013 and was sent to the 4th Infantry Division at Fort Carson, Colorado. He was next assigned to Camp Casey, South Korea in 2016, followed by an assignment to Fort Hood, Texas. He completed a bachelor's degree in Transportation and Logistics Management from American Military University in 2018 and then deployed to the Arabic Peninsula in 2019. Jaime was promoted to Chief Warrant Officer 3 and was assigned to his final duty station back at Fort Eustis. He retired in 2022. Now, this concludes your pre-brief, so let's get on with the interview. Joining me today is retired Army Chief Warrant Officer 3, Jaime Hernandez. Jaime, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to getting this story. So.
Thanks for the invitation, man. Appreciate it.
No problem. The more guys that I can get that are all connected to Ruslan, and Seth and all those guys, the better. So, Jaime, where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in the island of Puerto Rico. Nice. I was born and raised in Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
That's where I did my first. I would say the first 24 years of my life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts at 24? I assumed you came in the military or you decided to join the military at 24?
No.
Oh no, sorry.
Okay. No.
All right. So what happened at 24? Did you come over to the States?
At 24, grew up in the island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Grew up in a scenario that was like a very mixed scenario, because my dad was a drug enforcement agent. He used to work for the police department.
Okay.
My mom was a teacher, high school teacher.
Okay.
I'm the third of 7.
Wow.
So big family. My family is very, unique. Each one is very unique. We all probably all look the same, but we all think the same, do things.
Right.
We know we're not things the same. We don't do the same. We're we are very unique.
You're a family, but all different interests, all different ways you guys went.
Different. Yeah.
Okay.
So I grew up as a very curious kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing what my dad did, but at the same time, we lived in a neighborhood that was coming up that you knew was coming down as a very, very bad scenario to raise a kid.
Okay.
Public schools, very, very shy, very normal kid, because my dad
Yeah,
wanted to keep us away from any violence, any fight, anything that has to do with violence. My dad was a very religious person too, but I wasn't.
oh, well,
Yeah, I wasn't. I was
Catholic, I assume.
uh he started as a Catholic,
Yeah,
my mom as well. Later down the road, he was Protestant, and
yeah,
well, uh, myself, I didn't cope really well with people telling me what to do
yeah,
or how to do things. Very curious and trying to do things on my own, and I like the action, the adrenaline, since I was a very young kid.
sure.
So, my neighbor in front of my house, my neighbors call me like "cool, my cool," because they said I love the danger, because I
Oh,
love the danger or whatever. Because I was always doing stupid things, getting hurt or something.
right, right.
But along the road, I mean, grew up in my adolescence was like a little tough and violent,
Well,
very
yeah,
violent.
yeah,
Yeah, because I decided that I didn't want to be like my dad. I
of
want to,
course, right, of course.
I know what he do. I want to do the opposite.
Yeah,
And so I want to be with the friends. I want to be with the guys in the neighborhood. I want to be, So I became that kid from the block that
yeah,
wants to be very violent, and but at the same time very humble with the people. I mean, my
okay,
friends can do to me whatever they want. They bully me. They have, and I'll take anything from the family and the friends. But I couldn't cope with stranger people trying to do the same.
oh,
So
yeah,
and
right.
and
Well, that essentially becomes your family that you want to protect now, right? For right or wrong, but that's your
for
group.
right or wrong,
Yeah.
exactly, to defend my family, my friends, I was basically became like a bully hunter.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
saw the guys abusing in school or whatever, and then I was like, no, this guy's gonna bump the shoulder with me
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it starts like that. Then drug issues that thank God never had into that,
Oh, that's great.
into addictions, never. But drug problems, in the sense that in the neighborhood there was a lot of drug
Yeah,
problems.
yeah.
So I had a friend of mine that and a couple of friends that we decided that we could clean the neighborhood
Oh, okay.
by force.
Sure. Well,
So we basically occupy by force, and hey, this is gonna be clean here, and
wow.
nobody's gonna steal the neighbors anymore, and I don't want to see people, doing
Yeah,
heroin and stuff like that. So we eradicate the heroin from our neighborhood
really.
by
Wow.
force, by force.
Well,
But
as
and but
many times as you said that, I can only
by
imagine the backstories. So,
Yeah, but and that brought a lot of tales behind it,
oh, yeah,
because we
yeah,
were not drug dealers. We were
right.
not drug dealers. We were just kids that want to be violent, that want to do something that looks right, but in the wrong way.
You were
Uh,
actually doing good, but you were making enemies because now you're cutting into money, right?
so yeah, along the road, it was a battle of being good and being bad.
Yeah.
I was very athletic,
Oh, yeah.
because my dad was an athlete. My dad
Okay.
was a marathon runner from years, and it was a college champion, 5,000
Yeah.
meters or whatever.
Wow.
He was the guy. But my brother was a very athletic. He was a track star too in college or whatever.
Yeah. Did
Mm,
you ever box?
I was less talented than my brother,
Okay.
but but I wanted to be there, so I went to a Catholic university of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I mean, I did high school in Ponce High School. That's the
Right.
best school in the world.
Oh,
I
yeah.
call, yeah, Ponce High School is it's like you've been in college, but from 10 to 12 grade.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
it's very unique. It's
Yeah.
very. So went through that high school doing volleyball, softball, baseball, track,
Oh, yeah.
but at the same time doing everything else on the side, on the
Right,
street,
right,
and
right.
it was a battle of being good and being bad. I want to be, I want to be good. I want to be very good student. I was a very good student, but what I did on the side didn't make me a good student.
Uh, it's
you know,
almost like whatever situation you were in, you were going to be the best at.
exactly. Trying to, and so graduate high school, went to college with track scholarship.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I went to
Wow.
scholarship. I went to scholarship to
What
for
was
track and
your
field,
what was your event?
long jump, triple jump, and
Oh, yeah.
110-meter hurdles.
Oh.
I wasn't I wasn't talented. My brother, my bro. I don't know how I get that.
Well, you were enough to get a scholarship,
Yep.
right?
But I was on my way to sign professional volleyball, and
Wow.
and I was in that. I was very passionate about the volleyball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Superior League in Puerto Rico is very is a professional league inside the island.
Okay.
People get paid and all that, and you get contracts or whatever.
Was it
Uh,
was it court volleyball? Was it like
yeah,
outside volleyball?
indoor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
indoor volleyball.
All right.
So from college, I made it through the league. I made it to
Wow.
yeah, I made it to the league.
That's
Played a couple of
badass.
years,
Yeah.
and again, it was a battle, a constant battle between
Wow.
this and that, this and that,
Yeah.
and at that point, it's my second year in college. Then I get married.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I get married. So I had my first daughter, and then
Nice. Nice.
perspective totally
Oh.
changed. Trying to do
Yeah, it does.
trying to do more good than bad. Trying to get everything straight, to get out of the street. Trying to get a decent job.
Right. Right.
Trying to make the money right. So volleyball wasn't paying enough
Ah.
to
Yeah.
maintain the family. So did a volleyball instructor job in the YMCA in my town, shoe stores. I mean,
Anything you could
everything
do.
I could,
Right.
everything
Right.
you could do to make the living for the family. Because
Still in the same city?
uh,
Were you still in the same city?
yes.
Or had you moved out? Oh, okay. Still in the
No,
same.
it was in the same city. That was tough because I
Alright.
mean the whole influence, environment, friends,
Yeah.
it was right there. So my mom still lived in the same neighborhood at this point. At this
Wow.
point in life, my mom lives in the same house we grew up. So I still go there, see my friends.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. But then I took a little step further to the street. So I
Uh-huh.
start working, truck driving. Always liked the logistics part of
Oh, yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was pursuing a bachelor degree in accounting and finance.
Okay.
And at some point, it's like I don't know if I'm going to be an accountant, but
That seems like a very boring profession for the way you've grown up already.
exactly. But it was part of the battle. Like I want to be
Oh,
this
yeah.
passive. I want to be
Yeah.
this passive professional person, but I like this.
Right. Right.
At some point, I bought a bar.
No way.
So I was
Wow.
probably like 20, 22 years old. I bought a bar.
By yourself or with some other guys or?
No, I bought it by myself.
Oh,
It was my dad's cousin was like in the way out of business. He was like, hey. So he sold me the bar, the key, whatever.
what was the
And I
name of the
started
bar?
business.
What
I
was the name
started
of the?
business. It was like alcohol.
Well, what was the name of it?
Oh, the Little Mango. In English, we'll traduce to the Little Mango
Okay.
because it was a store that has like big 2 mango trees right side by
Oh,
side,
nice.
very
Yeah,
very
makes
big.
sense. Yeah.
So I brought some friends with me to work with me, and we put that together, and then we start going.
Oh, wow.
Like in a minute, we got it going.
Yeah.
A very busy place or whatever, but I had no permits
Oh,
whatsoever.
you got to
'Cause
pay off.
like
You got to
you
pay
know,
off the right people, right?
it's so ignorant at the highest level. Yeah, like, okay, wait, we got to get it going. I don't have no permits, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We deal with them when they come,
Uh, did
you
they
know.
come?
So they came. They came, but we started, the paperwork to do all the permits and everything. I think the only thing that has patents in that store was a, a cigarette machine. Uh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we dispense alcohol like it was nobody's business.
What,
But
what? Let me back up a little bit. And when were you in high school? What years were you in high school?
I went to high school probably 85, 86 to 89.
Okay, all right. So we're close
Yeah,
in age.
yeah.
When did you get the bar? What year was that?
Probably 90, 92,
Oh, all right,
93,
all right.
some around that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was in the second year of college after my second year in college. Yeah. So we got that. So that then the street started coming back to me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, they start mixing things here and there and investing money on here and there, and, so meeting the right people, probably, because it was the people that was managing the high level
Oh,
business
wow.
on the street.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was some situations in which I somebody asked me, "Hey, listen, we have to get rid of this person," and and that person, by chance, that person was a cousin of my dad,
Oh, jeez.
and so I was like, like, no, I mean, no, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
So what I did, long story short, not to get in details to the all that, what I did was, in the same business I had, I set up a meeting
Oh,
with
okay.
that person and the person that wants to get rid of them.
Wow.
And I told him, like, no, this is not gonna happen. I mean, the person asking me,
Yeah.
hey, or telling me, hey, this is what's gonna happen. It was a person that trusts me with the life, because all the things that we did together, or all the things that we as a kid, as a young kid,
Oh, I
did
see.
for him.
Yeah. Right, right.
So he trusted me with the life. So when he came, like, no, dude, that's not gonna happen. Oh, no, we have to, like, no, it's not gonna happen. This is family, and so, in fact, this is what I have: a very, very big business mentality.
Okay.
And at this point, I can talk some about it, because it's been so many years. I went through security clearance just
Yeah,
explaining the
that's
same
right.
thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Sure.
So a favor was asked to me to go to Dominican Republic to find something that was lost.
Okay.
So I was there. Yeah, I went there.
Yeah.
It was like 400 kilos.
Well, really?
So we went there, link up with some people out there. We got all the tools that we need to do the cordon search,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we did the cordon search. We didn't find anything.
Oh,
Then we had to search the whole town, and we didn't find anything. And then we started arresting people,
oh,
you know, arresting people, and doing some sort of interrogations.
yeah. Yeah.
So we didn't find anything. Then that's when I said, I called, like, hey, listen, I don't think we're gonna find this, and if we found it, uh, we're gonna have to kill half a country to find this. So,
Right.
this, I mean, it's not even worth it. So let's do this. I mean, there's 200s that are saved. Let's send it.
Yeah.
Let's push it through.
Huh.
So I left some Dominican guys to deal with it,
Yeah.
and they pushed the 200
Okay.
through. Put them on a boat or whatever to cross
Yeah. Yeah.
the water to Puerto Rico. But those guys got caught.
Oh,
Those guys got caught. So it seems like
wow.
there was already the word on the street that we were on the street, like, doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, so authorities were already taking care of it, doing their due diligence to stop.
Damn.
So they got caught,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm out of here. So nothing I can do.
But you
I'm
had
out of
already
here.
left before that, right? Before
Huh?
they got caught, right?
So they got caught. They start talking. They start
Oh,
pointing fingers to everyone,
yeah,
and
of course, right? Of course.
by chance they got with me by chance, like very by chance, because I was very extremely low profile,
Okay.
and but the guy with me, there was the guy, like the local guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was known. So when he got him, he asked me for the. I was like, dude, you're not here as a tourist, I know what you're doing here, so let's go. Long story short, got tortured for over 30 days. They will submit the case 45 days later. So I was like basically held up
Yeah.
in that country for 45 days before they got me to a judge.
In Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So the torture was constant. Every day we get beat up like
Wow.
and we were. I mean, I was there. I don't know anybody here. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell anything because I didn't know anybody. I didn't know names. That's a good thing about it. You don't know anybody. You don't know names. So you're gonna get killed, but you're not gonna say a word.
Right. Right.
You know. So that
No.
happens. I mean, so a person that was there, that was the head of the basically the head of the operation.
Yeah.
So he got caught trying to X. So he got caught, and I was already in jail for. I was in a cell for over 7 days
Yeah.
when he got caught, and I was already for a week. I was getting beat up so bad, telling no,
Really.
I don't. I mean, they show me pictures of him. I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know this guy. I don't know. I mean, so a week later they brought him in.
Wow.
They brought him in.
But you
And
didn't say a thing.
no, I didn't say a thing, but he came in and he said, "Man, we got caught."
That was it. Yeah. No kidding. I've been
No, he
here
said
for a week.
what he no he said, "Man, we got caught. This guy's just pointing fingers at everybody."
Mm.
And the cell, the guy with the police was outside. They said, "Oh, hold on. You say you didn't know him. Come back."
Oh
Man, I got another
no.
2 weeks of torture, like hanging on the ceiling.
Really?
See, a lot, a true torture, uh, like no kidding.
Wow. Did
Eh,
you do you have any effects from that today?
Scars,
Like joints
effect,
or anything like that or
no scars on my
oh,
hands,
okay.
on my back, stuff like that. Uh,
My God, what a life you've led.
so
And you're what? How old are you at this point,
at
right?
that point, I was just turned 23, 24.
Jeez, God, you've lived a lifetime already.
So got in prison. Got in prison. Out of that, all it came out was like, oh, I mean, conspiring to, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
to deal internationally, whatever. So
Jeez,
got in prison, got sentenced to 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I think it's the only prison in the world that has no beds.
Was this prison in Dominican or in Puerto
Dominican
Rico?
Republic.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah, Dominican Republic.
God
So it
dang.
was a combination of the NCD in Dominican Republic
Yeah.
and DEA. They were working on it. So I put up in that prison. There was no. It was very extremely infrahuman
Oh yeah.
conditions. Yeah, a prison that was built for 700, and there was like over 7,000 people in it.
God
No
dang.
classification, nothing. Just open doors at 8 o'clock in the morning and close at 5 o'clock, so everybody all together. So there was
My God, you had to experience everything. Fights.
survive. You had to survive.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
to survive. But
Holy shit.
I think I had a good enough surviving skills to deal with the violence side of it,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think I have enough skills to deal with the social side of it too. So I found a way to deviate. I mean, I spent. Don't get me wrong. I spent 3 years just hitting people left and right because
Right. That's
it
what you
has
had
to
to
be.
do.
It
Yeah.
has to be done. You has to be known, and you
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
set your setting so they respect you.
Right.
Send some people to the hospital. I mean, people start knowing, no, this Puerto Rican don't mess with them. But at the same time, I start giving to the community. Like for example, I built a volleyball team,
No way. That's so smart.
and then we start getting boxing matches,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They didn't have that
basketball,
there before you got there, huh?
basketball tournaments,
Wow.
domino tournaments,
Yeah. Yeah.
chess, stuff like that. So I mean,
Wow.
because I was like a little bit of I mean, well-rounded on sports and stuff, so I got involved in it. Later, later on, I talked to director of prisons. Somehow he came through, and I was already known for doing this, doing that,
Huh.
and he came talk to me, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna offer you something. I mean, I think we need something else. I mean, can we do tournaments that we can
Oh,
visit
between the
other
prisons.
prisons,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Smart.
and can we I can hold a sports schedule in this institution throughout the year, and I already had the schedule. Okay, volleyball tournament, boxing matches, this and that by months. What we doing, what we do. I mean, it was a training calendar
Damn.
basically.
Wow.
And I had no clue what I was doing, but a sense of organization, like. eh,
Right. Right. Ni-
So I did a training calendar, presented to the general. It was a Dominican general,
Yeah.
a director of prisons, and he liked it. So okay, hey, let's do it. Let me know what you need.
All right. Wow.
And so I think 4 years after I was in prison, we did the first interchange.
Oh, prison to prison like
Prison to
tournament.
prison.
Yeah.
We visit another prison. Then we brought another prison to visit us. I mean, it's a whole
Yeah.
logistic nightmare because I mean you need the transportation, you need the security, you need the government to approve the routes, everything.
Oh,
It's
sure.
a
Of
whole
course.
deal that I thought I was never gonna deal with it again, and that was the same thing I did in the army. The whole logistics, planning, planning routes, transportation,
Except you had
security,
real world
government,
experience. Yeah, you had real.
government clearance, basically exactly the same. But I didn't know I was a prisoner at that point.
Oh, right, right.
So
Wow,
when
that's. I mean, for one thing, that had to be mentally like saving for you to be able
yes, it was
to
it
do
was my
that,
way.
right?
It
I
was my
mean,
way to
God,
it was my way to cope with it.
sure, sure.
6 years down the road, I went to the appeal court, and the district attorney told me, "Hey, bro, I know you wasn't a tourist, bro. I'm only gonna ask 15 years for you because I know you wasn't a tourist in this country. I know what you came for." I mean, what you gonna do to me?
I'm
What you're gonna
already
do
in.
to
Yeah,
me is you're gonna destroy the rest of my life, and you're gonna destroy my family.
yeah.
And so and he asked me, what you want to do if I let you go? I was like, well, I'm going straight back to the college
Huh.
to finish college. I had 3 kids. I had to go back and raise my kids. And if you give me a chance, I won't let you down.
Yeah.
So he asked for 15 years.
At the appeals court.
Yeah,
Jeez.
at the yeah. And but he explained me why. He told me I'm gonna ask for 15 years because if I ask for 10,
Oh,
they're gonna confirm you're 10. If I ask for 15, they're gonna find that is way too much, and they're gonna cut it in half.
huh. Yeah, smart.
If I ask them to discharge, they will not gonna do it. They're gonna confirm your 10. So he knew what he was doing too,
Right, right.
and so he asked for 15. The court came with 8,
Okay.
and I was, oh man, I still have 2 more years to go.
Yeah, yeah.
But that year, next year, I was like, yeah, 6 years. it was a chance for me to request a presidential pardon,
Huh.
and I met all the conditions according with their country rules.
Okay.
I met all the conditions, so I submit the packet.
Sure.
Submit the
Why not?
packet.
Right.
As a well, it's gonna be the first time they're gonna pardon someone with that case, that drug case,
Oh,
that kind of
yeah.
case, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was a lot of drugs on the experience. I mean, I didn't they didn't find a gram of anything on me, no drugs,
No,
no weapons, no nothing. They just
but because
but
you're involved in the
they
scheme.
thought I was involved,
Yeah.
and it was a big case with like 38 people
Wow.
arrested, 400 kilos. It was a big mess. That was like the low profile kid that was involved
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But they 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 confirmed 8 years for me. So right, so I submit the packet,
All right.
a and they March 27 February 2001, I think. I came out.
No kidding. Huh.
I came out, so they delete all my charges. They delete my everything. It's like everything from scratch. So
Yeah.
you're going home, not even
How was that?
deported.
How was that last month before you got released? Was it? Were you nervous? Were you like, "Geez, I
No,
hope
no,
they
no,
didn't."
because I didn't know until like 3 days prior to.
Oh, so you had nothing to look forward to. You just didn't know,
No,
right?
I was like doing my things all the time
Wow.
until somebody called me and say, "Hey, what you gonna live back for me?" I said, "What
Huh.
you talking about?" So they called me to the office,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what you gonna leave back for me? Like what you talking about? Like, and he asked me again, was very emphatic. Out of all the shit that you have in your cell, what you gonna leave for me? Because I had a collection of hat, a baseball cap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like something to have, like,
Right.
and say, are you gonna leave the hats with me? And that's when I caught up and said, like, oh, hold on. Like, no, no, don't mess with me, bro. Because I've been through
Right.
this so many times that you go and you live in the. He said, no, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm telling you what you're going to leave for me.
Huh.
Are you going to live into me? Don't say anything. You
Yeah.
didn't talk to me. So you don't know anything. Wait until tomorrow that is coming on the newspaper. So,
Wow. But he had some knowledge
yeah,
beforehand, right?
he worked in the direction of prisons.
Oh, okay.
He
Okay.
was the sport director.
Oh, so of course, yeah, you had
He
yeah,
was like,
you had a relationship.
dude, that guy. So yeah, next day came on the newspaper the list of people that was gonna, you know,
They published it. They
yeah,
didn't come down and tell you. They published it in the newspaper.
they published in the newspaper. So I was like, oh my god, I'm
Wow.
going home. Went home. Uh, Long story short, went home, went back to Puerto Rico, went back with my family. Start working 2 weeks later. Start working, doing like working on cranes and trucks
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah,
all
yeah.
that because my brothers do that. So I start working right away. A
Can
couple
I
months
ask
later,
you? Can I ask you? You went back to your family. Was your wife still there, or
yes, yes,
she stayed with you?
my wife was there, and my
Ah,
wife
that's good.
was visiting Dominican Republic. Probably on the first year,
Yeah.
she visited Dominican Republic twice a month
Okay. That's a
to
lot,
see
right?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot with 3 kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second year, she went down to like about 18 times a year. That's still a lot.
Well, sure. Sure.
So we end up like, hey, let's do this, man. Because I mean, I know there's a lot of heat. She was working 3 kids. I mean, she was a champion.
Yeah.
She stayed out with 3 kids, a finishing college,
Oh, wow.
no job. So living out of whatever was left, and she finished college.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
bought a house. She became a nurse.
Oh,
So 3 kids. She bought a house. I mean, she got kids through school. And so when I got home, I went to the house that she bought. I
wow.
went to with my kids that she was raising, and she did really. I mean, she. at this point, I mean, 33 years later, I mean, 30 some years, she's still here with me.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. What a you married a saint.
Yeah. It's an amazing woman. I mean,
But she
I
must have
can't.
been there for a reason for you, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah, she's there. So I went to school right away. I went to work.
yeah.
I thought I had that sense of urgency, like I have to work. I have to help this girl. I mean, she's been doing so much for me and for the kids, and I haven't been
Sure.
here.
You got
So
you got to be a man. You got to do your part now, right?
yeah, first day I went to my mama's house. I went to her house first to see the kids. First thing,
Yeah.
then we went to my mama's house. My mom had a like a big welcome party in my house. I
Did you
was
eat too
like,
much? Did you eat too much? Did you drink
yeah, I
too
was like,
much?
damn. And I told him like, yeah, I didn't. I mean, appreciate everything. I didn't come from a boxing championship. I
No,
came,
right, but
it was like shameful what happened to me, and I feel embarrassed at some point for a lot of things, and I want to do different.
it's nice to know that they welcomed you home because
Yeah,
they love you and care for you.
yeah.
So wow.
So that the guys from my friends from the neighborhood just came into my mom's house. Hey man,
Oh no.
oh, you're back, man. We need you. Like, yeah,
No.
no, you don't. No, you don't need me. You
Right,
won't.
right.
You don't need me. You won't have me.
Good.
It's like I told
Good.
them that all the problems that you guys had while I was there. I spent almost 7 years there. Uh, I wasn't. I wasn't here. So all the problems that you guys had, the new problems, not my problems.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not
I don't want
responsible
any
for any of it,
problems.
right?
I don't want to get involved. If anybody trying to get me some problems, I will solve the problem the same day
Right, right.
because I want nothing to do with the streets anymore. So the
Well,
day that, and I told him the day that I want to go back to prison, I will be back in the street.
smart.
You know,
Yeah.
if I the day that I feel that I can handle to go back to prison, I'll be back in the street with you, helping you, dealing with you. I mean,
Right. Right.
but I don't want that life
How
anymore.
did they react? Did they respect that? Did
They
they
respect it. I mean,
okay.
they respect
Right.
that because they respect me from
Especially
back then.
yeah. And you did your
And
time and
and then
it's
when
like,
I
yeah.
came back, I mean, when I made the change, it's like, I mean, they let's keep this crazy guy in the shell, you know,
Right. Right.
you know. So they respected. I went to do my life, went to work, went start going to church with my wife, went to work, went back to college,
Yeah.
start doing paperwork to go to the National Guard to do a
Oh,
crane,
really? Oh, okay.
or whatever,
Yeah.
because there were chances. That's when happened. 9/11 happened.
Right. So you got out in 2001, right? The early or February or March 2001?
2000. I went to basic training 2002.
But
But you know,
how old were you when you got out of prison?
31.
Oh, wow. Jeez. All right. So is the military just popping up because hey, it's a
There's a
extra
chance. There was a
job. It's
chance.
National
All we
Guard,
had
right?
the. All we had the. Okay, I mean, there's some action in there. I'm interested.
Oh, yeah,
the
sure.
The military itself never caught my attention because I never liked that. I never liked that life. Or
Well, you
I
didn't
didn't
like to be
see.
told what to do, right?
Yeah. I didn't see myself like mature enough to say yes, sergeant, no, sergeant.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I wasn't me. But then I think as we mature a little bit, I was like, I think that's an option. I mean, if I went through all this, if I
What are
went
they
through
going to do?
all
Right.
this, I
Yeah.
mean, the army shouldn't be that bad.
No.
They're not gonna torture me. They're not gonna. I mean, they're gonna.
Give you a little better food, I suppose. Yeah.
That's for sure. So I consider. I consider. Okay, that's. Let me consider this.
Okay.
I start going through the papers, doing all the process when 9/11 happened,
Oh,
and
wow.
and that clicked to me as a man. This guy's gonna do. This guy's gonna need some infantry guys out there
Yeah.
because this whoever did this, we're gonna have to delete this country from the map. So, and this guy's gonna need infantry guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
there should be some money out there and bonuses and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I can capitalize on that too. And okay, let's try. So my cousin was a station commander in my hometown,
Okay.
and I asked him, "Hey, can I go active?" He said no.
Oh,
I was like, "Oh Jesus, man, that's
just
cold."
right away, huh?
Yeah, right on. And I
Yeah.
said, can you do the my paperwork and stuff? He said, "No, I'm not gonna do your paperwork." But he told me like, "But you see that E7 right there? He'll do it for you." So this
Well,
is
why wouldn't your cousin do it?
he didn't want to he didn't want to do it because he wasn't sure if I was clear enough to, because of the situation I had.
Oh,
He,
yeah.
he
Yeah.
didn't want to waste the time on a case. Basically,
I
I
see.
assume
Right.
he don't
Right.
want to waste the time on a case that it will take too long to accomplish nothing. But he told me, "Hey, I'll get you with this guy. He will tell you what
Okay.
is it. Do you have a record?" I was like, "No, I don't have a record in Puerto Rico. My record in Puerto Rico is clean. And unless there's something out there in the system from DEA
Yeah.
from that problem in Dominica," he said, "No, that's a whole different country. It should be nothing that against you here."
Good.
So we
Good.
went through the paperwork. We still did a motor waiver just in case.
Okay.
At that point, I did a dependency waiver, motor waiver, all kind of waivers,
Yeah.
and they got me in as 11 Bravo. I was gonna go Airborne Ranger contract.
Yeah.
He advised me not to.
Oh.
Like, don't take the. He told me don't take the Airborne Ranger. Take the Airborne. You're gonna get the same money and bonus. But if you take Airborne Ranger, you might fail
Oh.
Ranger because you need to learn some stuff before you go there.
Huh. That's
He
wise.
advised me well,
Yeah, that was smart.
and
So when did you raise your hand and swear in? What month was that?
April. I say I did the
2002?
sparring in March 2002. Went to basic training straight up, and on 2nd April 2002, I was like standing tall in
No
Fort
kidding.
Benning.
Oh, you went to Banning, huh? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
went straight to Fort Benning.
Wow. Wow. Where was your AIT at? That it was right there, right? Because
Yeah,
you
it
were
was also
11
like
Bravo.
14 weeks. Yeah.
All right, right. You get your jump wings then eventually?
Yes, yes, I did.
Oh man. What how did you approach? So you're 31, almost 32, right? Going through basic.
It was
After
rough.
after having been in 8 years in a Dominican prison, but you could still run, right? You had no problems with your running, your physical fitness, and all that stuff,
Yes,
right?
I was in my best shape, but I was still doing better than the 17, 18-year-old kids.
Sure, because they've been
I
sitting on their
mean,
ass. Yeah, yeah,
yes, I was doing like uh, I mean, you got none to do, or you got a lot of time in your hands
yeah.
years prior to it. So I did a lot of sit-ups.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. I guess why not, right? What else you gonna do?
A lot of push, a lot of sit-ups and stuff. And
Well,
so I did the
you didn't
basic.
have a bed, so you might as well use the space for something, right?
I became a sit-up start in basic training
Oh,
because
you
in my
did.
first PT test, I did like 114.
In
And
2 minutes?
yeah,
Jesus. Oh my God.
and
God.
the drill sergeants were like, like, no, you shitting. So we started a contest
Yeah.
in a bag, and I did 1800 syrup nonstop watching
What?
TV. Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
ridiculous.
if it was like, man, that's ridiculous. This guy. So yeah, little things that helped me along the road to become the soldier
Yeah.
that I was trying to be at that point.
Hey, you didn't even know it, but
I didn't know
now
it.
they're all coming into play. Uh,
Yes, yes, and that's what happened. I mean, a lot of resiliency had to
yeah.
be in place. Also, I look back, I didn't know that word at that
Oh,
point,
yeah. Yeah.
but there was a lot of resiliency that I didn't know that
That's
I was
absolutely.
applying to all these situations to come back and say, hey, I want to be better. Eh,
I mean, you talk about that time in the Dominican Republic prison. and we cover it in 5 minutes. I was there for 8 years, but that doesn't go into the nights where you're staring at the ceiling like, Jesus, I don't know if I can do this, right? Or how am I going to get through this? One more day, one more hour, that kind of thing. I mean, that had to be mental torture. So the resiliency that you talk about is, geez, hats off to that because you made it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, yes. And the times they tell you, "Hey, you're going home," and no, you can't.
Oh, did that
Hey,
happen a lot?
yeah. Hey,
Oh
hey, you're probably gonna
man,
get home on this time.
wow.
The times that you spend, I spent a year and 8 months before I was sentenced,
Oh, geez. So
going to the
you
court every month, every month,
and you
every
couldn't
month.
even start your time
Yeah,
until for 18 months or whatever.
and
Oh my
and
God.
uh, and so that you don't know. I mean, you're on this you, you're on the limbo. I mean, you're in a
Yeah.
limbo. You don't know. I mean, you're in prison. You know
Right.
you're there. You know you've been there for over a year,
Sure.
but you don't know when you're coming out.
Uh, that.
Mostly, you don't know what they're gonna give you. They can give you 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
and there's no
Uh,
you know there's not commuting. There's just
it's just
consecutive years.
yeah. Yeah.
They're
There's
not
no
a
good behavior, right?
no,
It's
not
just
good behavior. I mean, you don't get nothing for that. You just 5 years, you do 5 years.
got it. I don't know how many times I it would seem to be very easy to lose hope in a
So I
situation
helped
like
a
that.
lot on that prison with teaching people how to read and write.
Oh
There
wow.
was hundreds of people that we identified.
Sure.
They didn't know how to read or write.
Huh.
And so myself and a couple of other guys that we start teaching people. We set up a classroom and we start
Huh.
taking groups to teaching how to read, how to write, and
It's
and they
amazing.
and
That
it
is
was nice. It was nice later to see those people reading the newspaper because
yeah.
they had new skills. I mean, talking about old people, you know, they had new skills. They know how to read, so they got the newspaper, reading the
And they
sports,
excited.
reading
Right.
stats, and
Right.
it was exciting.
Wow.
Things like that.
That's
Eh,
amazing. That's a movie. That should be a movie, right? And
It
maybe it
was
was a movie.
it
Uh,
it was rough. I mean, it was rough. We had to look for ways to get out as sane as we could because
right.
there
Yeah,
was
that's a good
no
way to put it.
conditions whatsoever. My mom always said like as soon as I get out, he told me you need to go get some help
Oh.
because like
Huh.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. If I went through all that and I came from prison to straight A in my accounting class in college, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. I'm fine. You know,
Right. Right.
but I think it built a lot of mental toughness.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Mental
absolutely.
toughness that I absolutely needed it in the infantry side because
Well, what did your wife and kids think of you coming out here, up to the states to go through basic and all that? I mean, were you planning on bringing them to your first duty station
yes,
and
I
all that?
mean when I decided to go active duty when that happened 9/11 happened is that I'm going active duty. There's
Yeah.
nothing will stop me from this. Like
Oh, good.
I'm going
Okay.
straight. I mean these guys deserve that we go out there and I mean a I asked my wife and she told me like if you're going I guess I asked him it this way. Hey, listen, I didn't ask. I'm going active duty. This happened. I'm going active duty. Uh, you want to go with me or you stay? Because I'm going either way. Because this will help me. It will help you. Will help the
Yeah,
kids. I
that's
mean,
right. Yeah.
conditions, health benefits, all this for the kids, for the
That's true.
family.
Yeah.
And I think I'll do my part here. And she just told me like, you going? We are going.
Nice.
We
God, what
we're
a
with you.
wonderful woman, man.
We're with you.
Jeez.
So
Amazing.
basic training through urban school through came back station in Hawaii.
Ah.
So then
It was your
month
first duty station with 235?
235 infantry,
Oh man.
CAG type Bravo company.
Wow.
That's the place I really learned how to speak English.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't speak English in basic training.
Oh no.
No, I learned how to speak English in basic training, AIT, and it was tough because I didn't know how to speak English,
Yeah.
and I understand. I knew how to write, read.
Yeah.
I understand English, but when you go to Georgia, right, and you go to basic training in Georgia, and a drill sergeant, a very, I would say, army educated
No.
sergeant speaking with strict slang
With an accent. Yeah. Yeah.
with an accent, and he tell you what to do and tell you in your face, and he said, "This is not even English. I mean, I can't. I don't know what
Right.
he's saying."
Right.
So I was like,
It's like,
I was never the first, never volunteer. That was like,
yeah.
I let the guys go first, and okay, that's what they're doing, pull-ups, I do pull-ups. They're
Okay.
doing push-ups, I do push-ups.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
It's monkey see, monkey do. Eh, so,
Right. Right.
and airborne school was a nightmare because I was like praying all the time, like, God, don't let me jump out of this. Don't let
Yeah.
me misunderstand the instructions because I will
Oh
jump out
yeah.
of this damn thing.
Break your ankle, break your back, not
Yeah.
pull it. Yeah, right,
Uh,
right, right.
so it was, again, it was monkey see, monkey do. Go do. What we doing? Oh, we're doing pull-ups. Okay, let's do pull-ups.
Yeah, I could do it. I could follow that, right? So, so that that's your first assignment is out of Schofield.
Schofield Barracks, Hawaii,
Yeah.
yes.
God, that was 2002 you got there?
2002.
I was at
I
Schofield.
got there September 10, 2002.
Wow. Just in time for the deployment in 2000. Where did you go in 2003 or 2004 with the battalion?
We went to, I think we trained all 2003 because in 2000, March 2003, we were in PTA in Pohakalua training
Oh, I've
area.
been there. Yeah.
Pohakalua training area in Big Island, Hawaii. And that's when Iraqi war kicked off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2003. All right, makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
So we trained the whole year to go the next year to 0405 to Afghanistan.
Wow.
Yes.
Remind me again where you guys got where you ended up in Afghanistan.
September.
No. What did you go to FOB? Did you go to
In Afghanistan.
yeah.
No, Afghanistan, we went in around April 2004. I think it's third week of April 2004. We flew into, I think we went to Kyrgyzstan.
Oh
and
yeah, yeah. And then jumped down to Afghanistan.
Manas. Yeah, I think Manas. We went to Kyrgyzstan and we went to Kandahar. Spent a couple days, like few days in Kandahar, about a week to do the whole in processing thing.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then we went to Sabul province, Fort Blackman in Kalat.
Jeez, jeez. So, what'd you think? I mean, what do you E3 at this time? Or did you make
That time
E4?
I was PFC. Yeah, I was
Okay.
E3. So I was.
What'd you do?
No, not really. I was E4.
Did you make special?
Yeah, I just made E4. Yeah, I was made E4 when as an E4, but I'm all proud of my rank. Never want
yeah.
to be. I never want to be a corporal. They offered me those. I was like, ah.
Corporal's a
whatever.
tough rank, yeah, because everybody hates you.
Give me the
corporal.
real shit. You know. So, but I was, yeah, I went to as a specialist. I went there as a part of the team.
Yeah. What was your job? What'd you do within the team?
I was a saw gunner. Uh, I was a team leader. I was a saw gunner. I did everything, but
Okay, yeah.
mostly I think my specialty was throughout my first 3 years was the saw, the
Oh,
M249. I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved that gun, and I like it.
I always thought it was I always thought it was harder to carry than the M60. But
Yes, it's heavier. I mean,
yeah, it doesn't seem
uncomfortable.
as balanced as the M60. but,
Exactly.
yeah,
No.
it was weird.
I was a gunner, but then I got my rifleman position.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was a good shooter too. I was a good shooter at the point, and
Yeah.
went to from Kandahar to Kalat. Kalat impressed me when I went to that FOB Lagman.
Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4 tents, a mud hut, and concertina wire.
That was it. Right.
That was it. A shack, little shack that we call defect. And that was it. That we started building that place from ground up,
That's
basically.
what Ruslan told me, that by the time you
Yeah,
guys left, you had a ton of stuff there, right?
we built piss tubes, so so we can go
Oh
to
shit. Yeah.
somewhere out there, some piss tubes. So
Yeah.
a some latrines that we had to, s-
Oh, you had to do the
do
old burn the yeah, yeah.
the
All right.
burning the feces and
Oh,
stuff.
God, stay out there forever. That just takes forever to do.
No showers or whatever.
Right, right.
But place with good memories. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, good memories because there was a good team. I mean, the team was great, and when you go out like that with, it felt for me, it felt like back in the days when I was very young,
Yeah.
bunch of kids getting in the car to accomplish a mission.
Oh,
It-
same thing, right?
yeah, it was. But at the difference was like you didn't feel that guilt.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm here to do this. This is my job. This is what we
Sure.
do. And I never talked about my previous life or my younger years with
Not because you're all
people.
just there in the moment, right?
Yeah, with I think the only person that I trust that story before I opened up to some of the guys was Mark Solers,
Yeah.
one of my very good brother, Mark Solers. Uh, Recently retired. Is a Master Sergeant Special Forces,
Wow.
part of our
Wow.
team in Afghanistan. So he was. I really, really, uh, I really love that guy and his family. So I opened up with them, and I told him, "This is what I do, man, and this is what I did." And so I was in war before I came in the army.
Yeah. Yeah. Much more
Because
dire war. Yeah.
the army wasn't difficult to me.
Okay.
It wasn't difficult to me. For me, I mean, in fact, I would say, and I'll tell people, that first deployment was the best deployment I had, even though I got blown the hell up.
Oh yeah. Oh
But,
shit.
yeah, even though I got injured on that deployment,
Yeah.
outside from the injuries, that was my best deployment because of the team, because of the cohesion. I mean, the camaraderie. It was great, to the point that, as you see, the Bravo Company 235, our platoon, we have been in touch for 20 years.
Really.
For 20 years. I mean, probably not all of us, but a big chunk of the platoons stay in contact the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we are in the same place, we look for each other. Hey, like, I'm gonna come see you. You know, uh,
That's great. That's amazing. I mean, it's so rare. It's so rare. I mean, I don't have that. A lot of guys I know don't have that. So
no, and it's not that one guy or two. I mean, the entire platoon feels the same.
yeah. Yeah.
Probably because we all so different. We're all so
I,
different.
I've talked
Yeah.
to three of you now from that company, right? And yeah, you all three have very different stories. So
Yeah.
speaking of those guys, when did you meet Seth Rodenbach? Did you know Seth Rodenbach?
Yes, Seth was part of the company. I mean, and we Seth was in the company. Seth was a team leader. Seth, when those kind of guy that you look up to because you want to do what they do.
Mm, mm,
You know,
yeah.
and but I
Yeah.
mean, in the army on the infantry ranks is, I mean, you take turns. I mean, you go
Sure.
first.
Sure.
and then later on you probably get the chance to go ranger school, go sniper school,
Oh
this
yeah. Right. Right.
you know, I mean, Seth was a, I think it was sniper qualified,
Yeah.
and yeah, admired that. I was like, man, I want to be like this guy, man. I want to go to that school,
Sure.
and eh, he knows his stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
he was
Nice.
one of those kids that learned the dynamic of the team, the operations, patrols, and he could shoot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it was for me. I saw said, I mean, this motherfucker is reliable. I mean, this is one of the guys that if I want to take a team with me, I'll take this guy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll take this guy because I mean, it, yeah, he reliable. That was the word. Reliable. I said, this guy, man. I know he's a knucklehead. He's 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 crazy. I mean, because I can remember things from Seth and and Ristic and all the guys that hang out with him. I was
Right.
like,
Right.
man, these guys are crazy. I mean, these guys are. I mean, young kids. I mean, young kids.
Ah, sure. Right. Right.
Yeah.
How about Ruslan? When did you meet
Ruslan,
him?
we met Ruslan. I remember when Ruslan came as a brand new soldier to the company.
Okay.
Obviously, you see Arnold Schwarzenegger coming into the
Yeah.
company as like, okay, who's this guy now?
I
Like,
made the comment when
about,
he was
about 240 pounds. This guy
right.
is solid as a rock, and then when he opened his mouth, like, oh, okay, Terminator's here.
Wow, what a mix of people you had. Geez,
But
that's
then
incredible.
he wasn't a kid either. He came in,
Right.
a
Right.
mature age, and he gave me. We start talking. I probably because we're in the same age group, so we
Yeah,
were. I think
sure.
he was about 29 or 30,
That's what he
around
said. Yeah,
30s,
when he got out there. Yeah.
and I was 32, 33. I think I was the oldest in the platoon,
Okay.
and so we start talking, and he gave me some of his background
Yeah.
right away. Is like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this guy, man. So also, I was like, this guy will be great in this
Yeah.
company because I mean he knows things that because I thought I knew things that people didn't know. I knew how to handle things that people didn't know how to handle, and I had that, and then I said like this guy knows things that I don't know. Other people don't know. So
Yeah. Same
I
thing.
think he has a lot to offer
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
team. So we became good friends. I think at the time of deployment, he stayed in my house. I
Oh
think
yeah.
for a day or some. Yeah, we packed up. We start
Right.
uh, getting things ready to go, and I think he stayed in my house for a day or so, and we kept that friendship forever. I mean, I
Yeah.
trust that guy so much. Also,
Yeah,
we were,
it's remarkable to think here's Ruslan who's still trying to learn English or perfect his English, right?
yeah,
From knowing Russian. Here is you trying to learn English, perfect your English, knowing Spanish, and you two guys are talking and become close friends.
yeah.
That's awesome. Wouldn't
And
you couldn't have scripted
he
that,
taught
you
me
know? You
something. He taught me something. That's one thing I learned from Bruce, like very early in the game. Like when we met, I learned how to speak infantry English.
oh, infantry English, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
because it's English. There's infantry English.
right, right.
You can't say whole sentence without an F word in between because the guy will not understand you.
That's a good point. Yeah,
And yeah, and I noticed that because when I start learning how to communicate in English,
yeah,
I talked to my cousin in South Carolina, and I started talking, and she told me, "Oh, you're learning English." Yeah, yeah, I'm learning a little bit. They say, but that kind of is that the kind of English that you're learning? Like, well,
It worked. It
Ruslan,
works for me, right? It
it
works
worked
for
for
you.
me for
Yeah.
now, but Ruslan, one day we were talking, he said, "No, I would like to learn English the right way.
Yeah.
I want to speak English properly
Right.
because I don't want to sound uneducated." And that hit in my brain. I was like, man, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're not uneducated people. We are who we are. We done what we done, but we're not uneducated people. We just I think we should sound better. Later down the years, a sergeant major, Louis, I think he passed away. Sergeant Major Louis Angelucci. I start talking to him, and I start spitting my infantry English to him,
Oh no.
and he told me, Jaime, I'm gonna give you an advice that probably will help you down the road. You're gonna reclass from infantry. You're gonna go to another MOS, right? And I tell you what, that language that you're using here in the infantry battalion will not gonna work anywhere else in the army.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
So every time that you spit an F word or get this and that, you sound very uneducated, and people will underestimate you
Huh.
because the vocabulary will take your value away from you or will add it to you, depending on how you use it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was the biggest lesson. I was like, okay, so and I went back to what Ruth told me. I want to learn English properly because I want to sound educated.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, oh well, yeah, that makes sense.
God. It's uh infantry English. That's good. I never heard that, but that
Oh yeah.
makes perfect sense because now I understand it. So, um, what do you want to say about your deployment? Do you want to talk about the actions that
Deployment.
you
It
took?
was again very good deployment, very nice, very good team. Well, first week, I think we went out very quickly. We hit Kalad. The team went out, got blown up. I think the chief of police of the area got killed on ID,
Oh
and I
wow.
think Ruslan was on that one. And also, uh, I mean, we hit the ground like
Yeah.
on
No,
the
there
go. It
wasn't
was
rest for a couple
like well,
weeks, and
later, hey,
then
let's go on patrol. I
yeah.
was like, oh, we just got here, man. Let's
Right.
go on patrol. Going to places, going to places on convoys that trucks probably the bridges wasn't. I mean, it wasn't good enough for to cross an LMTV or something like that. I was
Right.
like,
Some big.
so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had drivers that scared to drive, like put them in the back. Let's go, get them in the
Oh
back.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
drive. Pull
Yeah.
security back there. I'll drive. So I took the wheel and drive, and I had some knowledge on truck driving and stuff like that.
Oh
So,
yeah, because you did it back in Puerto Rico, right?
yeah, so it wasn't a new thing for me. So I
Yeah.
could do anything. Back firefights, whatever we did, we get involved. Missions that we get involved. A lot of cordon search,
Oh
cordon search,
God, that
cordon
had to be
search, and kicking doors and searching places
that had
and
to be nerve wracking, right? I mean,
nerve
Jesus.
wracking. But that's the same thing I used to do back in the day. So for me, it wasn't a new thing. It was just I feel more secure because I have an RBA. I have plates on
Yeah.
my chest. You know,
Right. Right. Right.
I knew I wasn't gonna get shot on my chest. Uh, so again, things that I did in my life that when I
That's
brought
crazy.
it to the right place
Yeah.
and apply it to it, it made me feel
Wow.
that
Yeah.
it made me feel that I wasn't doing a job. It was a
Sure.
second nature.
Sure. What can you talk about when you got hurt?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, not a problem. I
Okay.
already got hurt, and I was there. I know.
Yeah. Right.
I was there. Uh, I think we went out for a series of missions on that week or so. We were out there for a few days, like running different places, doing cordon searches and stuff like that. Then we went to a place that we couldn't go through, and the commander decided to go back.
What do you
Like,
mean you
hey,
could? What do you mean you couldn't go through? The road wouldn't go through it, or the
oh,
village,
I
or
think the place wasn't safe enough, according to
oh,
the
okay,
commander,
all right, all right,
for us to go through.
yeah,
So we decided to go back and hit that last objective in the middle of the night.
Oh,
He said, "Well, let's do it at midnight. We surprise this place. I mean,
yeah.
we used to do all this and trying to do the missions, and I understood what he was trying to do. He was trying to do speed,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
element of surprise, violence of action, so we can win.
Okay.
Because seems like the place wasn't the best place to be in.
Yeah.
It
Sure.
was tough. So he decided to get back. Okay, let's go back and refit, resupply, it, and go back out at
Okay.
night. So we went back. We took our vehicles. Mind that no up armor vehicles. It was like
Yeah,
cargo
because that was
998 with sandbags on the floor.
the early days. Yeah, before they
Yeah,
started shipping anything out.
soft
Yeah.
top, soft doors.
Ah, Jeez.
So
Yeah.
I got onto that cargo 998. That was my vehicle. I was the team leader at that point.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know who stayed back. And he like, no, I don't want to go, or whatever. And say, I'm going. So Seth, I'll take the wheel. So Seth
Oh.
said, got on the wheel. I was a TC. Then I had, we were, our team was myself. I was team leader at the time. It was myself, Seth, Adrian Guest, Anthony Herbert, and I think it was like four A&A guys,
Oh.
3 or 4
Okay.
A&A guys in the back.
Yeah.
So we rest, whatever, we getting back. Okay, time to go. Convoy out. What I remember is I know the whole story because I mean over the years I put the pieces together and
Oh.
guys tell
Yeah.
me what happened, whatever. But I cut my memory from the time that we went out of the gate until I woke up in Germany.
Oh, damn.
I lost that piece of movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so when
Wow.
we went out on that mission that night, I used to pray before we get out of the. I always pray before we get out of the gate, out
Yeah.
of the wire, because I mean, Afghanistan was difficult. You never know who you're gonna fight. you know,
Right.
it was
Just
difficult. I mean, you never
rounds
knew.
start coming at you, and you got
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
something,
You
right?
never knew who you're gonna fight, or where they're coming from,
Yeah.
or I mean, it was difficult to identify. So I start praying at the gate. You know, they call me, hey, 2-3 Alpha, ready to go? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
So we start moving the convoy. When we get to the gate, we stop the convoy. Stop the convoy. Hey, we're gonna drive blackout.
Oh.
Everybody blackout. Let's go. Hey, nuts down. Everybody nuts down. Blackout. Let's go. IR lights on. Whatever. Then I start praying. Hey,
Yeah.
God keep us.
Yeah.
Preserve our lives or whatever. I don't know if a person who prays at night might relate to this. I don't know if people go to bed and start praying and start falling asleep on the prayer,
Oh. Yeah.
and
Right.
and then
Right.
you catch up. Oh, hold on, but let me finish my prayer.
Yeah.
Eh, So I thought I was falling asleep on my prayer, and
Wow.
I start catching up and repeating myself on my prayer, repeating myself on my prayer,
Yeah.
and well, I was already hit.
Wow.
So the
Wow.
story that I got from my guys is that once we pass the gate, I think Ruslan and Kitchen, Brandon Kitchen was in the first vehicle, I think, and Ruslan on the first vehicle. We went down the road, and about 200 meters down the road, right outside the main gate, he passed. I think we went a little bit off the track, or we stay on the track, or whatever,
Yeah.
and we hit that thing.
Oh my God.
So the the vehicle was blown up from my side.
You were in the passenger side?
I was in the passenger
Okay.
side. That front tire, half of the engine block,
God dang.
my seat, it just blew right out.
Wow.
So mine that I had on my vest, I had I mean, me and Seth were like very tight
Yeah.
because Seth was driving and there's no room for anything. There was sandbags on it,
Right. Right.
a case of rounds,
Oh shit.
a
Yeah.
case of rounds,
Yeah.
another case with a hand grenades,
Okay. Yeah.
a his rifle, my rifle,
Right.
the vest, RVA with like had 300 rounds, like 12 40 HEPD for 40 millimeters,
Jesus.
like four like hand grenades hanging on it.
Yeah. Yeah. God dang.
I was like, if one of that thing just goes off, we're done.
Yeah,
But
you're loaded.
yeah, we
You're
were
a
loaded.
bomb moving out
So
there.
so as I understand that, the when we hit the plate, it took the front tire, half an engine block, my seat, because we had soft top and soft
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah.
I think that saved us out. It saved our life.
Because the concussion didn't push the vehicle up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we didn't hit our
Yeah.
head with
Right.
the top.
Right.
So I think set gap between the wheel and the seat all jacked up in there. They had to pull them out.
Wow.
Uh, the guys in the back, because it's like a pickup truck. It's
Yeah.
a cargo Humvee.
Yeah.
They blew like popcorn. Everybody like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Sure.
I think Gas got his elbow hurt. Herbert got his back, his neck, his elbows, or whatever. The A&A guys got all jacked up in the other side. Yeah, and then so I was brought back inside the base. For what I understand, what my guys told me, I was brought back on the compound fracture in my left leg, a shrapnel, and
Yeah.
a big hole in my right tibia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my fibula was out on the left leg, like the whole bone out.
Yeah.
Well, all jacked up, unconscious. They put me back. Had moments of consciousness. I remember Mark Sollers talking in my ear, "Man, you're a tough motherfucker. Man, you made it." And I was just high on morphine.
Sure. Right.
But
Right.
those are little moments that I remember when I was back inside. They brought me in and they shoot me with morphine and that's throwing out. I remember the commander, the best company commander I ever had
Yeah.
was like James Moyes.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome. That guy told me, like, man, I remember him saying, like, yeah, man, that's a clean body right there. You put some morphine, he just started throwing out.
Oh shit.
And then First Sergeant Arnold, Curtis Arnold, he was a RTB CSM, later on retired sergeant, command sergeant major.
Yeah.
He was our first sergeant at the time.
Okay.
Man, that guy took care of me also. So after that, I think they put me on a medevac. They flew in. I mean, a Black Hawk or whatever. Took me in a helicopter. Took me to Kandahar. From Kandahar, they took me to Landstuhl.
Yeah.
That's the story I know from the guys.
Okay.
In Landstuhl, I wake up. So from seeing the mud hut last time in Afghanistan to open my eyes and see the ceiling tiles, it was a shock. That was a shock. It was very shocking for me when I was like, look at the shit. I was like,
How many days was it?
I think it was like 3 days.
Oh, wow.
3, yeah.
Right.
And I look up and it's like, hey, and I call a nurse. I'm like, hey, what the hell is this? I'm like,
Yeah.
where I'm at. I
Right.
mean, this
Right.
is not Afghanistan. I thought in my mind, this is not Afghanistan. I say, hey, where I'm at.
Sure.
And he told me, like, hey, take it easy, man. You're in Landstuhl, Germany. Oh, what the fuck I'm doing here? like, hold on. He was like, hey, hold on. Stay, take it easy, man. You guys have an accident and you guys hit an ID. So you're going to have a surgery in about 2 hours. You're probably going to lose the left leg. So get ready for that.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, nice way to tell me, motherfucker. And then I started going. It was a lot of things going through my mind at the point.
You're
Like,
panicking, right?
where my guys at? I mean, where's
Yeah.
Guess?
Yeah.
I was asking for Guess. They're like, where's Guess? Where's
Yeah.
Seth? Where's Guess? Where's Herbert? Where my guys at?
Sure.
And they told me like, no, they all okay. They're doing okay. So, but you have to be stable. So you have to be stabilized, and you have to be that leg has to be taken care of. So get ready for that. And they shoot me another
Oh no.
9 cc's of morphines, and I was out.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So don't remember anything else until I woke up again from the surgery. And I was like, man, this guy told me that I was gonna lose my left leg.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to look down. I mean, when I came out, I was like a leg brace, a back brace, a neck brace. I was like, troubled on the stairs. I mean, I don't want to look down there and don't see my feet because I'm gonna go crazy.
Sure.
Then I start like curiosity. I start like picking,
You
like,
have to,
let me
right?
see.
Yeah.
When I saw the that foot wrap on the white
Ah.
thing, I was like, yeah, because they were asking me, call your wife. You want to call the family? And I don't want to call anybody. Don't call anybody.
Ow. What are you doing?
And don't
I
call
mean,
anybody.
I understand she doesn't know, so she doesn't need to worry.
So
But
so when I saw the foot, I was like, yes,
now
give
call
me a
her, right?
phone. I need to call my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Along this, somebody put me to call my wife that I don't remember. And my wife tells me, and my friends tell me, yes, we gave you a satellite phone in Kandahar. While
Oh
waiting,
wow.
we gave you a satellite phone, and you called your wife, and you it's a funny story because they're like, man, you lie to your wife, you hire morphine lying to your wife. It's like, because I told my wife, hey, listen, I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Germany, and probably they're gonna do like a little surgery on my elbow because remember when I hit my elbow at home, it seems like I
Wow.
have something, and they're gonna. Oh, okay. So I'll call you later. That's what my guys tell me. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
sign Cologne and
And
some
you have
other guys.
no memory of that.
No, 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 no. I don't remember. My
Wow.
wife tells me, like, you're lying to me. I know you're lying to me because you're telling me that your elbow that you hit in your mom's house when I was in R&R.
It's not even a good lie.
I mean, because you lying to me. I knew something happened, but nobody. So when I call her and I tell her, listen, man, I'm good. I'm okay. Dad,
Yeah.
what happened to you? I heard some rumors and I heard that, like, I'm good. I'm fine. Yeah, we hit an ID. And I always downplayed everything that happened to me.
Of
That's
course.
that's a
Right.
habit.
Which
That
drives
something
them
happened to
crazy.
me,
Yeah.
and I downplayed it. Like, no, I'm okay, man. They just dude, my left ankle was kind of messed up. They did a quick surgery on my left ankle, so I'm good. I'm going back to the states. And so when you coming, I don't know. I'm going back to the state. I'm going to be here for 2 or 3 days until I get the flight.
Yeah.
But from there, my right leg started getting very bad,
Oh really?
smelling bad, and all this infection going on my right tibia.
Oh
Uh,
no.
so when they were trying to fly me to Hawaii. They took me to Andrews Air Force Base.
Okay.
Andrews or Walter Reed didn't want me there. It's like, if he and somebody told me, like, if you're gonna Walter Reed, they're gonna cut your leg. That's it.
Oh shit.
They're not playing around. They're so busy.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember at that
Yeah.
time, Battle of Fallujah was going.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of casualties was coming
Oh
from
man.
there.
Yeah.
So hospitals were packed. Uh, so they didn't want me. I spent 24 hours in Andrews Air Force Base. They put me on the fuel jet, KC-10. That thing, a fuel jet, the
Yeah.
KC-10, just put me on the later and shipped me to California. And they had to stop. I was bad. I was going really bad in the air. So they
Yeah.
had to stop. They stopped in Chicago, and they had to stop in California. Uh, so they had to stabilize me again in Travis Air Force Base.
Travis.
So
Okay.
I spent
Yeah.
about 5 days in Travis. So they went back. We went back to the OR, fixed the left leg, fixed the right leg, cleaned up, and he try to try to deal with the infection and
Yeah.
the whole issue with the big pieces of metal inside the leg that wasn't taken out.
Why wasn't it taken out?
Probably it were deep in the muscle, and they didn't want to deal with them. They were trying to take me back to
They were trying to get you stable so you could,
stable
so a
and get me
hospital
back
like
to
that could do
Hawaii.
something. Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 5 days stabilized, then ship me to Hawaii,
All right.
straight
Jesus.
to Tripler Army
Yeah. The pink
Army
lady.
Medical Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Try through the. I always say like somebody paint that building with bottle of Pepto Bismol or
I
something
know.
like
I
that.
know.
You know.
But it's so
So
iconic sitting in that forest of green, that jungle
yeah.
of green, and there's that pink hospital. So,
So what? So that's when they got me back to OR, trying to save my left foot because the left foot was shattered. All
oh,
bones were
yeah.
shattered.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was big, swollen, all that. So they tried to fix bones and stuff. They couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't. They end up like opening the foot, cutting some pieces of bones, and trying to
Trying to,
shrink the foot
yeah.
as
Yeah.
much as they could. So, yeah. Put some rods, some plates on my fibula, left leg. They put a wound back on my right leg,
Oh.
and a couple months later, I was on a wheelchair,
Oh, yeah?
crawling a wheelchair. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I kept a good attitude though. I mean, as soon as I knew what happened, so I think the defense mechanisms start working,
Yeah.
and okay, we got to get out of this. I mean, come on.
You go step by step, right? I got to get to
Yeah.
there, and I got to get to walking, and yeah.
So I wanted to go back. I thought I was gonna be okay to go back to Afghanistan in the same
Oh,
tour. I was
yeah.
like, I'm going back, man. I'm gonna get to that town, and we're gonna destroy that town. But
Yeah. Sure.
what
Sure.
I didn't know was that my guys already destroyed that town.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, the
Good.
guys went out there and they went crazy, like doing searches and
Yeah.
kicking people's ass, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, they. So took me almost a year to come out the whole a year 2 months to come out of a wheelchair.
Yeah.
For some reason, I wasn't referred to physical therapy, so I did my own physical therapy.
That's probably
Uh,
better anyway.
yeah, I did my own physical therapy. I started walking around the battalion. As soon as I got up, as soon as the doctor told me put some weight on that foot, get up the wheelchair, try to walk, I
Yeah.
start
That's all you needed.
just I'll take it from there.
So they saved your foot, your right leg. Did you have any muscle loss at all from all the explosions, or
Muscle loss on my left
on your
leg,
left? Yeah.
and my yes, uh, doctor wasn't sure that I could. It was a Navy doctor and an Army doctor.
Yeah.
They were the surgeons, orthopedic surgeons. They were gonna fix my foot, and they told me, "Dude, you have to. This is one thing that you have to get out of your mind. You're not gonna run again.
Yeah.
You're
Really?
not. You're not gonna walk straight again." So I mean, my left leg came out about a half inch shorter.
Oh, it
My
did?
left foot. It's funny. My left foot after all the surgery, my right foot is 12, size 12, and my left foot is 10 and a half. You know.
Oh, jeez.
But out of all that, the doctors are like, "Hey, you're not gonna walk straight again. You're not gonna run. You're not
Okay.
gonna." That's all. Like, dude, let's do this.
Yeah. Just get me
Do
up
the
first, and then
do
we'll
do
see.
the surgery,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'll take it from there.
Okay.
I'll
That's
take it
fair.
from there.
That's fair.
So soon they did the surgery. As soon as I could step on that foot, I started walking around the battalion in the morning
Nice.
for PT because I couldn't do PT. So walk around the battalion on a back brace and a leg brace,
Oh, jeez.
dumping on my heel.
Did you have the little half crutches, or were you no crutches?
No. I was too proud to do that. No. And my ego didn't let me use the crunches. I mean, I used it at the beginning,
Right. Right.
but as soon as I could walk on that leg brace,
Yeah.
my ego didn't let me use the crunch. I was like, no, I'm gonna get out of this.
Nice.
It's gonna be. Before I knew, I was like slow jogging around the battalion,
Oh
little by
yeah.
little,
Huh.
until one day that I say, you know what, I'm gonna try to run 1 mile,
Okay. All
and
right.
then I went for the route for 1 mile, came back, and all I felt was like, man, this shit was it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
If I
Sure.
walk,
Got
hurts.
to.
If I run, it's gonna hurt. If I like, guess what? I'm running and doing normal life because it's gonna hurt anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
regardless.
Right.
So, let's do it. So I start doing it. After that, I get back on my feet. I get back running. I get back to run 12 minutes. I got back to do my PT normal, and I did quite a few 12-mile row marches with my
Oh,
legs like
ooh.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last one I did it for, I was in Third Sustainment Brigade in Fort Stewart,
Okay.
and I had a challenge with my battalion commander. My battalion commander was a tough lady.
Yeah.
She's a 2-star general now,
Wow.
Heidi Hoyle, General Heidi Hoyle. I told him I'm going to beat the whole brigade on this one
Oh, shit.
because this will be my last road march.
Yeah.
I was already, let me see, I was going to Warrant Officer school,
Okay. All right.
and I told him I'm going to do the last one because I don't want to get hurt. That's what I told him. This will be the last one because I'm going to Warrant Officer school. I know I had to do one more, so I had to save some juice. And I
Sure.
went and kicked the whole brigade and came in
way.
like 2 hours and 18 minutes, like out of
Dang.
my mind, and took a week of leave after that. I was like, you had to be out your mind too.
The thing I remember about doing those, because they made us, the artillery, do it when you infantry guys were doing it at Schofield Barracks. I was like, why are we
Yeah.
doing it?
Yeah, why? I mean,
So, but quarterly, right? You had to do it quarterly. And I remember the worst thing was just my shins would be just destroyed
shatter.
after that thing. I was
Yeah.
like, God, this hurts so bad.
We used to do a 25-mile road march
Yeah.
from Kahuku,
God. Yeah, Cahoots.
Kahuku through the mountains all the way to, I think,
Oh, you crossed over.
to
You-
to Helemano. And I mean, it was a nice route. It was a
Yeah.
very good event,
Yeah.
but it was torturous.
Yes.
I mean, it was going down the hill, and you going down the hill 2 miles, and you say that's not a good time.
that hurts too. Going
Like,
downhill hurts.
It's not
as
a good
much.
time. You're going
Yeah.
down the hill. It's not a good time. You have to come back up somehow.
Yeah, right. Right.
Man, that was so bad. And then you got the battalion commander at the end. Our battalion commander was a robot. That guy was tough.
Oh, it was one of those guys.
Yo,
Yeah.
I mean, it's Michael Scott McBride. That guy was tough.
Yeah.
So he was out there in the finish line, waiting for us. Like, how you feel? I remember. I think it was Eric Sprang, like crossing the line. How you feel? How you think I'm gonna feel, sir? There's
Right. A little
I
more
mean,
colorful than that, but yeah, sure.
I mean, there's
understand
no need for 25 miles.
it. God dang.
It was, man.
But you guys are light fighters. That's what you're all
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Light
I mean,
fighters. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get back because I'd like to hear about your warrant school. So, you get out. Tripler. You're back in Bravo 235 when they come back in what 2005, I suppose. So
yeah, they came back in 2005. They went back out in 2006, 2007, 2006, 2007.
did you go with them?
Iraq. No.
Or were you not recovered by then? You might. Not have been
I
recovered by then.
was. I
Close?
was pretending that I was recovered, and I was. And Sergeant Major asked me, and the commander asked me, "Are you going?" Like, it's not the fact that it's not a matter if I'm going. I mean, the guy's going, I'm going.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like, this is not a matter if I'm okay or not. I mean, the guy's going, I'm going with you guys. The last, I think last month before we deployed to Iraq, the the brigade surgeon
Oh,
pulled me aside and said, "You're not going." Like, dude, I'm going. You're going to affect me more psychologically. Like, no, dude.
yeah.
Like he told me, "You're not going. This is not about you. This is about your family. This is about you're not getting any younger. This is about
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in your mid 30s now,
if
huh?
I need you, if you demonstrate that your back is okay in the next 3 or 4 months, I'll let you go."
Oh.
So I stayed back, and so what they did, I stayed back. They took advantage of it and did a medical bore on me.
Oh, son of
I was hiding from that all the time,
Of course. Right.
and
Right.
but they cut up to me, like the colonel presiding board told me like what do you want to do? Like, I want to stay infantry. So there was a sergeant major Marrero, Puerto Rican guy too,
Oh, nice.
and he told me, "Sergeant Hernandez, you see that line on the floor? There's a fine line on the floor. You see that line on the floor? You see, on this side of the line it says hardcore. On the other side of the line says stupid, and you're about to cross the line." So, you're about to cross the line. So please don't cross that line.
Yeah.
Because yes, I know you're infantry, you're tough, you're mental tough, whatever, blah blah blah. But you're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
You had two fractures in your lower back.
Oh,
You
yeah.
fractures, your legs are fractured. I mean, you still had to carry 100 pounds in your bag in your
Right.
rucksack,
Right.
and you're not gonna make it 20 years. Think about yourself. You think about your family, and blah. What you came to the army for? You already
Right.
did your part. You will be reclassed. It's like, oh my god. Okay.
Well, I mean, but at the time that sounds horrible, right? But
Yes.
at least they're not kicking you out. They're not medically kicking you
Yes.
out, so
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
The colonel made me understand. Like, I'm not sending you home.
Yeah, right,
He said,
right.
I'm gonna, because I was just reenlisted after
Ah,
I got out. And I was in a wheelchair when I reenlisted.
were you E5 or no?
Yeah, I was E5
Okay,
at that point. I was E5, and I reenlisted, and I
nice.
asked the colonel to reenlist me, and he told me, "Yeah, I want to reenlist you, but you need to be in uniform." I bought a size 13 boot to put on my
Oh,
left foot,
yeah, yeah,
reenlist, and sit back in a wheelchair, scroll out. Because I was telling, like, people was telling me, like, get out, man. You can get out now. Get the feeling. Like, no, man. I'm
ah,
too
you
young.
do. Yeah,
I'm too
right,
young to
right,
do nothing, man. I'm
right.
too young. I still.
Nice.
But they reclassed me at the end to the transportation side of the house.
Okay, all right. Yeah, worst things to do, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it was like 88 November. It was my MOS.
Yeah, yeah. What year was that they did that?
They sent me to school in 2008.
Okay.
So I had to wait until 2008 to go to school after
Oh,
the guys.
was
So
that it?
I
What was
spent the
that?
whole deployment, the whole '07 deployment. The guys went to Iraq.
Yeah.
I spent the whole '07 deployment a processing casualties back in the rear.
Oh, like a rear D guy, or rear
Rear
detachment guy,
D,
right?
I was just a
Yeah.
rear D with other guys, and it was tough to get all the bodies back and
Yeah.
escorting bodies to their families.
Yeah.
That I think if something has hurt me in my life so much, wasn't the killing of someone, wasn't a, I mean, any me getting hurt or nothing. It was seeing that little girl waiting
Mhm.
for his brother's casket coming out of the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I had to escort uh, this little kid, sideman, to his family in Arkansas,
Yeah.
and I had a bad experience with those funeral details and those escorting bodies to and turning those bodies to their families. It's like, man, that is
It's
heartbreaking
hard.
so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
see the effect.
Yes.
Um, I did it. I did it one time. I was a casualty officer one time and had to give the flag to the widow, and I'll never forget that. It's just because that's the downstream of it. That's the yes, he did his duty, but this is the effect of all that other stuff. So maybe that sergeant major who was telling you that you were about to cross that line had some words of wisdom because he didn't want your
Oh yeah,
family
yeah,
to. You
definitely.
already had a couple near misses with you, so
Yes,
maybe
and
going to transportation wasn't so bad.
yeah, I always think, and I discuss that with my wife all the time. Like, I think that God was in place at some point, or throughout my career, to put me in the right places and keep me away from places. Because my next step for me as an infantry guy, or what I was looking for, was like, hey, I already been in the line for so long. I mean, been team leader, I've been squad leader, I've been rifleman, I've been this. Well, let's go back to scouts.
Oh,
I like
scouts. Oh, yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
want to do. That's what I want to do after that. It's like, okay, I want to go to scouts and go to Iraq with the guys.
yeah.
So go to ranger school and this and that. Guess who got killed? The scout team. 10
Oh,
guys out of our scout platoon got killed in Iraq
are you
in
kidding? Wow.
in one helicopter crash. I was like, and then I was
Uh,
like, yeah, I wanted to go to that deployment on the scout platoon. I was like,
sure.
what are the chances
Uh,
of not getting killed on that
di-
deployment?
divine intervention, I guess, for
Yeah,
you.
my
You know.
good friend Doria. I mean, I talked to Doria on the phone one day. Rich Doria was a guy from the Pacific,
Yeah.
staff sergeant. We used to study together for promotion boards
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Called me one day. Hey, my wife will be there. My baby was just born, so you can do the command sponsorship and
Oh
all the
yeah.
paperwork for the baby and stuff like that. Okay, got it. His wife came in. Next day, commander called me. Hey, Doria got killed.
Oh my God. Jeez.
So I mean, and then what's the name? Josh, Joshua, Joshua Dees, young kid,
Yeah.
platoon leader, lieutenant. Man, hey, got killed. Lieutenants and Joshua Dees got killed. I was like, man, I'll say, man, it was like like you're in a place where all the rockets start hitting right next to you.
Yeah.
So, and that was my thinking was like, what makes me better? I will be there. I'll be killed too. So
Yeah.
I think God
Sure.
is preserving my life for some reason, or for some strange reason.
Well, yeah. And
Yeah,
that's our job to figure that reason out, I suppose.
exactly. Or to take advantage of the opportunity.
Right, right. And he's
You
like,
know.
"Hey, I gave you this gift," and you're like, "Well, what do I do? What do I, where do I go?" But you find it, and that's.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm sorry to hear about that. I mean, I'm sure you have a ton of those stories. But it's interesting how it all meshes into the big picture. How your non-deployment, affected you. So now you're a transportation guy. Oh, leg. Well, not a leg. You're in the wheels. Where'd they send you for school? Was it? That wasn't at Meade, was it? That wasn't out
No,
at.
I had to wait, and then 2008, I had to because I stayed in Hawaii until 2008 because I had another
Wow.
surgery pending or
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Yeah.
So I spent 6 years in Hawaii,
Not bad. Not
and
bad. Expensive,
so
but not bad.
when I
Yeah.
came to, they sent me orders to Third Sustainment Brigade in Fort Stewart. I was going school en route,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so I went to Fort Eustis, Virginia.
Eustis. That's it.
Fort
Right.
Eustis, Virginia,
Eustis.
to do uh,
Transportation.
transportation school AIT,
AIT. Right. Right.
staff sergeant. At that point, staff sergeant type,
Nice.
doing AIT with a bunch of kids, new generation army.
Well,
It
shit.
was
This is Let me see. 31. Holy cow!
it was
He's
the
almost 40
biggest.
years old.
It was the biggest. Yeah, it was the biggest
Wow.
culture shock ever. So, and then bringing the infantry mentality and the
Yeah.
discipline from the infantry side of the house.
I'll drive you up the wall.
So seeing how staff sergeant instructors was acting and responding to the indiscipline
Yeah.
of the students, it shocked me. I mean, it was shocking.
Sure.
It was shocking. Yeah. So I took at some point I told the instructor to step out of the room.
Smart.
Do me a favor, like bro, do me a favor, step out of the room.
Yeah.
And I had a field day with the whole with
Of
the
course you
whole
did.
classroom. I got those guys straight like if I was in infantry basic
Yeah.
training.
Right.
So 20 minutes down the road, next break, somebody knocked the door. There's a battalion commander, sergeant major, and first sergeant. Hey, who's Sergeant Hernandez? It was me. I thought it was a good thing.
Oh. You can't yell at our instructors.
No, it told me straight up. The first question was, "Do you want to leave the school today?"
Damn.
Like,
Wow.
what you? I was shocking with the way they were doing the school, but I was shocking more when the battalion commander asked me, like, "Do you want to leave the
Right.
school today?" Like, what you
Yeah.
talking about?
So he's supporting that way, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Well,
Yeah.
this you're not here. You're here on student status. You're not to touch the soldier. You're not to discipline soldier. You're not to yell at the soldier. Blah blah blah. He called me for half an hour, and I
And
talked.
they had sergeant major there too.
Yeah, that's the sergeant major, and the sergeant major stayed quiet, and I couldn't take it. I was
Yeah.
like, "You want to send me home today? You send me home." Because I'm an NCO. I mean, I discipline soldiers. That's what we do. I mean, if something changed in this army, just I need to know it.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Right.
I'm come from a different breed, different culture, and so sergeant major taught me some
Yeah.
sense. Told me like, Jaime, let's do this. Stay in the student status. This is a transportation side of the house.
Mm.
There is a system in place, and you're not gonna change it. It is a way to operate with this kind of soldiers because they're not infantry for a reason.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
They're not infantry for a reason. So the system is the way it is, and you're not gonna change it. What you're gonna have is a heart attack.
That's right. You're gonna yell at the sky and just not get
No.
anything, right?
So I took the message.
Okay.
Went through school. I went through the school. Graduated. Again, that put me on the same year. I'm 87. I was probably in the army. Probably was 6 years and 10 months when I made the list for E7.
Okay.
7 years.
Wow.
So I made the list.
E7? Jesus.
Yeah, I felt that I was behind the power curve on knowledge, because now I'm gonna supervise people that probably knows more than I do on this field.
Yeah.
So kind of trigger myself to go to this course, go to another course, go to this course, go.
Okay.
I mean, taught myself, and I start using the same soldiers, like what you do, like, come here, teach me.
Nice.
So
Smart.
I start
Yeah.
quick enough. A sergeant major brought me in as hey, I need a strong NCO to be a first sergeant for this transportation unit. Yes, I just made E7. Like, doesn't matter. I need you. So I went to the company. Then he changed me to a movement control team.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I say,
Okay.
hey, I need you in a movement control team. Like, okay, I'll take. What's instructions? Like, get them ready to deploy. With you guys deploy in 4 months.
Oh shit.
Like, okay, get them ready to deploy. Because at that point I was already, I mean, it was a gap. I went to school, came to the unit, to a human resources unit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 152. I became a disciplinary NCO basically, because I mean, 152 soldiers from basic training. It was a new company. When you build a new company, you can bring all soldiers from basic training But the
Oh,
NCO,
as a group, yeah, yeah.
yeah, as a group, you can bring them all and build, stand a company. But the NCOs, you have to bring them. You can't bring NCOs from basic training.
No, because
You had
yeah,
to
nobody has a rank.
source
Right.
around the division, bring me NCOs, 42 alphas, whatever you need. And sergeant majors and first sergeants will not give up the best NCOs.
No, of course not. Right.
Obviously, they're going to claim the house. Okay, hey, yeah, I'm going to get rid of this NCO. So sure enough, NCOs that came to that unit was all the
Yeah.
garbage.
Right. Right.
All the
Right.
garbage. I mean, all the NCOs that nobody wanted. Soldiers came from basic training, didn't know better.
Yeah.
They got infected right away.
Oh man.
So it took me a year. I was my commander and I just riding and
Yeah.
and kicking people out of the army and doing all the. I
Wow.
became I became a legal expert on that unit.
Oh yeah. I
So that's
bet.
why. And then Sam Mayer brought me in to. I started doing the certifying the training for deployments. I don't remember how they call that, IRT or whatever that
Oh
was.
yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
start certifying those kind of trainings, military operations and
Right.
urban terrain, mount trainings, and all that. I start certifying those kind of trainings for those kind of soldiers. So Sergeant Major brought me as a first sergeant to. Hey, I need a first sergeant here. So you're E7, but guess what? I need you. I don't care. So I spent 3 years doing the first sergeant job.
Oh damn.
See, I spent yeah, spent a few
But
years.
no diamond, right? Because you never went to the school,
No,
right?
no, no diamond. As an E7, I ran the company.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran the company for a few months, and they brought me to the MCT. The MCT, the movement control team, is a small team.
Yeah.
It's a 21 man team that goes and then you divide it in 14 and work in difference. Basically, you work from the distance with those guys.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, they're all farmed out, doing their job, right?
yeah,
So, well, it's 3 years. What's that put you at? Like
well,
2011, something like
straight
that?
up, yeah, 2010, something like that. 2010, I went to with them. Got them ready to deploy. We were deployed to Afghanistan again.
Okay.
2010, 11, I spent it in Logar, Wardak province, and
Yeah.
Fob Shank,
Yeah.
Rocket City.
Really?
Rocket City.
Did you guys get
First
hit
day,
all the time or what?
yeah, I was running the area, the whole uh, RC East.
Yeah.
It was a little complicated. Yeah, it's a different position. You're not out there to chase people. And
No.
I mean, I went to get some help before I went to the deployment because I knew I was gonna hit the same stage, and I was already uh,
Yeah.
preset that I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Right. Right.
Because and so happened to me that first day I went to Bagram. We arrived to Bagram. We flew into Romania, from Romania to Bagram, and Bagram very first day. Hey, who's the first time for this unit? Can you put them in formation? We need a formation here in the airfield. They didn't tell me for what. I put okay, hey, got it. Hey, everybody get information.
Yeah.
I called attention and look, it was a ramp ceremony.
Oh, jeez.
Some casket coming out. That destroyed my nerves right on the first date. I was like,
Yeah.
my, come on, I just got here, man.
Right.
I just got here. So it took me a little bit to get my composure. And same day we flew to Fort Shank, and
Huh.
we put literally. I'm not exaggerating a bit on this. We went to the air. We flew into Shank. We found our tents. We put our bags, and we got hit with rockets.
Oh man. Oh jeez. Really?
So my reaction, I mean, my guys were not combat arms background, So
Yeah.
I was like, hey, Everybody get in the bunker, the whole
Right,
process.
right,
Get in the
right,
bunker and stay
right.
there. And I start laughing. I start laughing. So why you laughing? Like, dude, I just got here. I haven't done nothing to these guys. I
Right.
mean, they're so mad at me. Like,
So you got a ramp ceremony and you get rocketed.
right away.
God
And then
dang.
we start getting rugged every other day, like nonstop.
Really?
We even have some guys that try to bridge the fob.
Oh yeah.
They tried to bridge the fob. We repel.
Golly,
It
really?
came again, couple of days. But then I think the second time we have seven group one team. We had a team of seven group special forces, and the
Yeah.
backside of the fob. So they tried to bridge, and the seven group guys went around and
Oh, they
circled
did.
them,
Yeah.
and got
Wiped it.
their asses kicked.
Really? Really?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I spent a year on that deployment with the MCT,
Golly.
running running the airfield. I
Yeah.
mean, ground operations, receiving trucks, and doing. We had a cook-off yard. We have a container yard. I mean, the
That's a
whole.
lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was a lot to run. 24 hours with 21 men. Yeah, a lot of work. That's when I decided. I was like, you know what? I met some good warrant officers out there,
You did. Yeah.
and I decided to put my package like I'm out. I'm
No kidding.
yeah,
So
I'm gonna go to warrant officer.
so you decided that while you were deployed or when you
I
got
was
back?
deployed. Yeah, I was deployed. I saw what they were doing. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I like the job. I like what these
Yeah.
guys do.
Absolutely.
So I met with the mobility warrant officer that we had assigned. I'm
Oh,
sorry. Hold on. We met with the chief warrant officer. We had assigned. I got some intel from him,
yeah.
and got interested. Guys guide me through the packet or whatever, and I did my homework right away. Put the
Right.
packet together, put everything together. My pictures for the packet was like on the drywall, on those barriers, those Hesca basket,
Oh, the Heskos.
the Hesca baskets. That was my background for the picture.
How can they turn that down, man? Look at this hard
and
charger, right?
so so I came back and I asked the sergeant major, like, hey, send me somewhere else because I'm burning out on this unit, and
Yeah.
oh no, I need a strong NCO. I need a strong NCO here. Okay, you're gonna have a strong NCO in warrant officer school really soon. So I submit the packet, got selected right away.
Oh, you did? Really?
Yeah, get me school right away. But somehow, this is how sometimes commands work.
Yeah.
Uh, Somehow they found a way to defer my school date to 11 months later.
Oh, sneaky bastards, man.
Man, they got me, and I was so rich. I was
Oh,
furious.
yeah. Yeah.
So I had to wait. Went to warrant officer because I was running out of time. I would say I was running out of time. I don't want to go to. I don't want to wait so much because I'm
Yeah.
breaking down. My knees are breaking
You
down.
can
My
feel
my
it now, right?
body. I'm
Yeah.
feeling that I'm not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So what year were you selected?
11, 2011,
2011, and you went in 2012?
12. At the end of 2012, I graduate in December 2012.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So and then
Where was the school at?
Fort Rucker, Alabama. I went to
Nice.
Fort Rucker, Alabama. So, very good experience, very nice experience. It's like a very short, condensed version of Ranger School.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I would say that.
I
Yeah,
had no idea.
it is very stressful. They try to make it very stressful. They control your time. You don't have faith.
Were they trying to wash you out, you think? I mean, not you, but were they trying to wash students out?
Yeah, everything is to the standard, no kidding. And if you can make it, you out. I mean, they're trying to select the best.
Okay. All right.
They're trying to select the best on your field. If
That's
you're
fair.
88
Yeah.
November that can run, and you have an 88 November that can run, they will take the one that runs.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Uh, they made it so stressful that I think there's a 39 days, something like that. The longest 39
Is it
days of your
really?
life.
Really?
Because again, they control your time from
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning until you go to bed at 11:30 at night.
Jeez.
So control your time. There's not a 5 minute gap where you had nothing to do or nowhere to be.
Yeah. Right.
And if
right.
you, those gaps are filled with a group song, a group project, a personal,
Yeah.
study time, and they monitor the study time. Your study time is, I mean, 8 o'clock at night is study time. You're just falling asleep on your books,
Yeah,
but
of
you
course.
monitor. You have to be there.
Right.
Uh,
Oh, jeez.
Stressful, physically challenged, but nothing impossible. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I was gliding. I was okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
running at I wasn't running at 6 minute, the 5 6 minute pace, but I'll say 7:30 was okay for me now. So
Well, it still gets you 80%. Yeah. I mean, or
yeah,
80
I'm
points
good.
or whatever it was. The So when you go to warrant officer school, do you know what job you're going to do at the conclusion of warrant officer school, or
Yes.
do they? Okay, so
Yes, because you submit the warrant officer school packet. You submitted hitting
MOS. Yeah.
a specific job because it's based on your
Yeah.
specialty, MOS.
So
you know.
what were you a transportation warrant?
Yes,
Or-
at that.
Okay.
Yes, I was a transportation warden. I
All
came
right.
from a transportation manager to a transportation warden officer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you graduate. You just said December 2012.
December 2012. Then when January 2013 went to warrant officer basic course in Fort Lee, Virginia. That's
Okay. So, but when you graduate that warrant officer course, you
that's a
get.
candidate school.
Oh, that was a candidate school.
That's a candidate school.
Okay. All right. So
Then
now you're at the. So
then
you
you
could
go
still
to.
you could still wash out and go back to being an
Oh yeah,
A7.
definitely. I
Okay.
mean, once you go to basic course, that was a 5.5 months basic course in Fort Lee.
In 2013.
13, yeah.
So, what at the end of that, who pinned you on?
My wife.
Did she? Did she come out there for it? No,
My
good.
wife, my kids were in my candidate school graduation.
Nice.
Yeah. So when I graduate, the basic course,
Yeah.
graduate, went back to Fort Stewart to pick up my family, and moved to my next assignment. There was Fort ID in Fort Carson.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fort Brigade, Fort ID. So they sent me to a light infantry brigade. I felt home, because
Right.
I felt very welcome when I got there.
Well, you could speak the language. You knew those guys. You knew what the mission was. So
as
all of
soon
a
as I
sudden,
got in there,
it's a lot easier to accept you.
the DCO talked to me, and where you coming from? So my lives. So bro, you're my man. You're a free agent here.
Nice.
You're a free agent. You do what you need. All I need you to do is to get us from point A to point B. Not missing personnel, not missing weapons, not missing equipment. That's it.
Right.
I got you. So they allowed me to plan and
great.
run my show.
Yeah. That's what warrants were. I mean, they were independent
Yeah.
guys, right?
Yes. And then because I knew the language,
Mm-hmm.
I knew the equipment, I knew the functionality of an infantry company, the field artillery,
Yeah.
So I could relate
Easy.
very much.
Yeah. Easy.
The culture, the
And
how.
and most importantly, they could relate to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a foreign guy, because like I said, my experience with warrants when I was field artillery, they weren't combat arms, so they didn't have that sense. It was harder to talk to them.
Yeah.
Plus, they were both assholes. So,
So yeah, and then I asked. I think I asked the right question. I was
yeah,
I asked
yeah.
the DCO. Okay, what is the what's your report card? What is based off on?
Yeah.
And he told me like my report card is based on how much money I save
Oh, nice.
from the budget
Yeah.
and still accomplish the mission, on time.
Right.
Okay, got you. So I started finding transportation ways efficient ways to move equipment and personnel
Sure.
that could save. And because
Well, how
young
did that
command.
work? Did you work with like maintenance chiefs and all that for keeping
at some point
uptime and all
at
that?
some point, yes, because we all had to sit down on a table and see, hey, what you bringing, what you bringing,
Right.
because
Right.
they want to bring everything, and I am the one telling you don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh, okay, I have 50 containers. I cannot fit all that on 50 containers. I have
Oh, yeah. I remember
12
all that. Right.
C-17s available, and all that can go in strat air, the strategic
Oh,
air.
yeah. That's
So
right.
I am the one setting the conditions of how you're going to deploy. I mean,
Sure.
I was the first one, myself and the commander, the brigade commander, first one to know what units deploying when.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
when I know when this when I get the information from the system that this guy, the patch charts will tell me this guy will deploy next year on certain
Oh,
date.
yeah.
So
Cool.
a
Yeah.
year before I know it, and I go brief the commander, hey sir, you came on the patch chart, so you're deploying around this date.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the plan and I will show it to you when it's ready. So give me a date. So I take 3 or 4 months to get the insights, get all the details in country,
Right.
in route,
Right.
and home station on how we're gonna deploy, how we can fix all this. So I do the whole calendar, ways, modes of transportation, and everything, and I show it to the commander. Sir, this is how we're gonna deploy. What do you think? And he will look at it and tell me, okay, chief, I want this battalion to move to the left a couple days, or
Hmm.
this company to move to the right a couple days for this or that. Give me the reasons. I move the dates, adjust everything. Once the commander says this is how we go, then I brief the battalion commanders,
Right. Right. You briefed them.
and the
Oh,
unit,
man.
the
Wow.
subordinate unit. Hey, this is how you're gonna deploy.
Yeah.
This is what I need from you in order to deploy it at this time. So I gave him a calendar. This is what needs to happen by date in order for us to
Sure.
push the equipment, weapons, and personnel
All
on
that
time.
backward planning. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, all the backwards planning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Takes a few months. I mean, it takes a few months the first time. After that, you just copy and paste a lot of
Yeah,
shit.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, right, right, right. I mean, well, it's, you fiddle with some dates, but the bulk of it is pretty much there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
God, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
How long did you do that job for?
I did it for, well, if we count since I started warrant officer school, 10 years as a warrant officer.
Yeah, but you didn't stay at Fourth ID the whole time, right?
No, no, no. With Fort ID, I did 3 years in Colorado. Three
Okay.
years with Fort ID. Yeah, 3 years because I deployed that brigade about 4 times in
Wow.
3 years to different
Wow.
places
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
different pieces. It was like 4,500 soldiers and thousands of
God.
pieces of equipment and
Yeah.
different places, different scenario, different combat theaters. Uh, at the point that I was already repeating myself so much that it became
M-
boring.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay, I'm
Monotonous. Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
They offer me, hey, you stay one more year with the brigade, or you go to Korea. I said, like, hey, give me Korea. I'm going to
Did
Korea.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
no kidding.
So yeah. I took a knee in Korea. That was my rest time.
Oh yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
because I mean Colorado. I mean Fort Carson was a lot of hours. I mean talking
Right.
about that I used to work from like four 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I tried to escape at 2100, trying not to be seen by anybody to stop
Oh
me to ask
yeah, yeah.
questions.
Hey,
You
chief,
know.
chief, we need you real quick. And I was like,
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot of work, a lot of time out the house. Basically,
yeah.
my kids were already gone, college here and there. My wife was already in Puerto Rico or in Texas, and I was by myself because I wasn't home at all. I mean, I
Oh,
think out of 3 years, I've
wow.
spent probably like 6 months, or 5 or 6 months at home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was tough times. I mean,
That sucks to
I was
come home
doing.
to
I mean, I
nobody.
was
Yeah.
enjoying the job though. I was enjoying.
Sure,
You
sure.
know, it was. But it was.
But it would be nice to come home to somebody at night, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Then I went to Korea after that.
What'd you do that about 2016, 2017?
2016. Yeah, 2016,
Where'd you
2017.
go? Where'd you
Went to
go?
Korea. I was in Camp Casey up north
Oh,
in
Casey.
Korea.
Okay.
So, yeah, Camp Casey. I was with the Fires Brigade,
Oh, really? Yeah,
210 Field Artillery Brigade, Fort
yeah.
in Camp Casey. Yeah, it was. I thought was it going to be a tough mission, but I found out the first week that it was. They offered me a big mission on the first week. Hey, chief, we got a big mission.
Yeah.
We can't fail on this one. And I asked him, okay, what's the mission? Hey, we got like 17 MLRSs that has to go to the port. Uh-huh.
And then what?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that's a big mission. I said, also, that's a big mission.
Yeah.
Okay. And I took my staff sergeant. I told, hey, move this. Do me a favor, move this 17 MLRS to the port.
That was it.
That's it. They ship out. I told the commander, yeah, they're gone.
Did you railhead them or did you put them on trucks?
Put them on trucks.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, so that's when I found out the mentality of this is a big mission for them.
It's all
But coming from
perspective.
I was like, oh no, okay.
Right.
So that's when I decided, like, you know what, college time.
Oh yeah, sure. You got all that. You got a year's worth of.
Yeah, I did 24 credits on that.
Did you? Wow.
On that
Wow.
year, I was like, hey, let's hit the college, let's do all
Sure.
these classes, let's finish this.
Yeah.
Then came back to after Korea. I was PCS to Fort Hood, Texas.
Oh yeah.
I was
First
supposed to
cav,
go
or?
to I was supposed to go to 7 TVX and Fort Eustis. And I went to en route. I went to Warrant Officer Advanced Course from
Oh, because
Korea.
what for your chief two by this time?
Yeah, after I did the two, I went to Warrant Officer Advanced Course, and I was supposed to stay in Virginia. But then the position became unavailable.
Oh.
They want me to stay floating, taking. I said, nah, I'm not floating anywhere because I need a solid position because I'm competing for CW3.
Yeah. Right.
So they asked me where to go. I said, send me to Texas because family's in Texas.
Perfect.
So they sent me to Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Like they asked me to go to Fort Bliss, Fort Seal, Fort Seal, Oklahoma, Fort Bliss, and El Paso. I was like, that ain't Texas. That's Juarez, Mexico.
Yeah.
like no. So they put me on they asked me to fill a position. They asked me to do me a favor, fill a position for a year, and 69 ADA Brigade.
Oh, okay.
Air Defense Artillery.
Air defense.
And that was very interesting.
Really?
Oh yes, that was very, very interesting because I had no clue what the hell we were doing.
Finally, you don't know what's going on, right?
So finally, I got something to challenge me
Yeah,
again
yeah.
to learn.
That's a good point.
So
That's a good point.
learn the equipment, dimensions, ways to transport those equipment.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and the light infantry, I asked for two C-17s to transport some sensitive items on strategic air, and I found out that for me to move one one Petra set, like what they call it, a an engagement package,
Yeah.
we need 22 C-17s. And when I saw these guys asking for 22 C-17s, I was like, this guy's crazy. You're not going to give you 22
Right.
C-17s.
Right.
And sure did. I mean, I learned that the air defense artillery is a four-star level decision
Yeah.
making
Yeah. Those
organization.
assets. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the battalion commander wants these missiles to go here or there.
Mm.
Everything that moves in a Patriot war is a 3 or 4 star decision.
Wow. Wow.
And
I
I
never knew
learned
that, but yeah.
learned a lot of, you know, training and stuff, moving equipment. I had a very good chief warrant officer that knew the equipment.
Okay.
He Paul Robinson, that guy was good.
Yeah.
Uh, so I went with him on a tour. We went to Qatar, we went to Afghanistan, we
Oh, you
went
did?
to
Wow.
the different things, to different places
Yeah.
as a battlefield circulation, a battlefield rotation to see the
Okay.
equipment, a monitor, a redeployment. So I learned a lot. Then it took
Wow.
then was my time to deploy to the unit.
Oh, all right.
So very interesting. I deployed the unit to the Arabic Peninsula.
Yeah.
We went to Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE. So we have a elements in different spots
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
peninsula at that time, and then that's when I learned that these decisions are not made here. You know, like I was feeling like
Makes sense now. Yeah.
but these decisions are not made at my level, so these decisions are made at four-star level, which make it very easy for me.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's very easy
You
because
just have to execute. Yeah. You just have to execute.
I had a two-star at division, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He don't even make decisions. So so he was asking for stuff, and like, chief, hey, what do you think? For example, what do you think? Can we move 90 missiles from UAE to Jordan in the next 72 hours? I was like, no, no. So, oh yeah, we have to, like, no, we don't. We can't. I mean, humanly and physically, we cannot,
Yeah.
unless we stop the air traffic in this peninsula and we allocate all the assets to us, just to us, to
Sure.
move everything in 72 hours. Mind that we need another 200 people to palletize missiles within 24 hours.
Right. Right.
We need forklift drivers. We do the whole logistics, like the whole logistics, and then, so his ego was like,
Because he wanted to tell the general.
he
Yes.
said, yeah, he wants to sell the product, but I said, like, now
Yeah.
I have a solution for it. We need to contact the 4-star, the 3-star, and the 4-star, so he can be involved and put
Free
the
some of
foot
those
down
assets
so
up.
we
Yeah.
can get the resources that we need.
Makes sense.
And ball in your court to start.
Right.
It's your time.
Right.
So the 2-star, I mean, and I learned how to turn back the 2-star. I go do your homework with the 3-star and the 4-star before you back come to me,
Sure.
because I'm going to refer you back to the 4-star.
Right. Right. Well, and you're
Because
teaching him at the same time. So.
yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah.
decisions that we cannot make on this world. So very, very interesting.
God, that's
We were
fascinating.
there.
Excitement. Yeah.
We were there when everything had to move. Suddenly, everything had to move in the peninsula for Iranian aggression,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and so we have to move an exaggerated amount of missiles,
Yeah. Yeah.
and launchers and radars and all the equipment to different spots in the peninsula
Oh, wow.
to get
To
ready.
keep it
And that
safe,
was
right?
like
Yeah.
96-hour mission. Everything was day and night, non-stop, no sleep, no, to get everything in place. But guess what? Those 3 stars were there
Oh, yeah.
monitoring. 4 stars were there monitoring too,
Yeah.
and that gives you, and it gives you the motivation, like, man, these guys are here busting their asses day and night.
You see the importance. Yeah.
Yeah,
You,
exactly.
so
Eh, very, very cool mission though.
how was that was when did you go there? 2018?
20 yeah, I want to 2018. It was
How long was that tour? Was that like a 4 month
2018.
or
Yeah,
something?
2018, 2019. No, that was 2019. I push everything at the end of 2018. 2019.
Oh, okay.
I spent 9 months of 2019 in
Oh,
Qatar.
oh,
In
nine
Qatar,
months.
Qatar and the peninsula. I was like brawling Qatar,
Yeah.
Jordan,
Yeah, yeah.
Bahrain, UAE.
Right, right.
Yeah,
All Red Sea stuff,
yeah.
right? Well, well, you got to be getting ready. When you're coming back, do they come back to Hood?
Yes, came back to Hood.
Did you say was that your last assignment?
No, after that assignment, I was already, I made W3.
Oh, you did. Where did you get
Yeah,
pinned on W3 at?
yeah, I don't remember.
Oh,
Oh,
come
well,
on.
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, the board was when I was in Qatar.
Yeah.
The board took place. I received the at the end of the tour. I received the results. Got selected,
No way.
and then that was in December 2019.
2019.
And I was already on PCS leave because I was already PCS into to 7th Transportation Brigade.
Oh, oh, you were. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
So you were
PCS. I was
clearing. You were already clearing then.
Yeah, I was very clear. I mean, nobody pinned me my W3.
Ah,
I was on leave when
yeah.
time for rank came in. I show up on the next unit and I asked the S1, hey, how do you see me on the system? As W3 Hernandez. Okay, I'll be back. Put my jacket. Okay, now I'm doing, and then I start doing the in process
Yeah. Yeah.
as a W3.
Oh, I mean, well, that's wild that you basically got promoted en route. You
Yeah.
know, so
So no promotion ceremony or none of that. So I saved some money on reception.
I guess so. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, Chiefs always want to save money. That's what you guys always want to do.
Yeah. So
Where was that at? Where was this assignment at?
seven Transportation Brigade Expeditionary in Fort Eustis, Virginia.
Oh,
It
expedition.
used to be 7 Sustainment. Used to be 7 Transportation.
Oh,
They own all the ship, all the vessels, and the army.
oh man.
It varies. All the maritime units belong to
So now you become an expert in sea land containers
and
and all that.
sea and
Yeah.
sea transportation,
Oh man.
all dealing with boats, all different kind of vessels. That is another challenging for me. Never
Sure.
dealt with boats
Sure.
directly. Deploying boats, deep shipping boats, because deploying boats, they can, like helicopters, they can self deploy, but they can also be shipped
Oh yeah.
inside
Right.
another vessel.
Right. Right.
you know
Yeah.
so dealing with the transportation, the shipping part of it, and or the self deployment part of it, different. That's the only unit in the army the has he owns what they call the modular as causeway system.
Really?
Modular causeway system is like a big Lego that you can build a platform on deep seas. You can
Yeah.
build a platform or a floating bridge that can come from the ocean to land to shore.
Oh, that's what they're trying to build out there outside of Gaza right now, right? That whole pier or whatever that is.
Exactly.
J lots, I think they call it that.
JLOT, joint logistics over the shore. So
Okay.
I became an expert on JLOTs.
No
Uh,
way.
yeah, joint logistics. We did a good exercise in different places. One of the
Wow.
best we did it in Albania. Albania,
Oh yeah.
we pushed oh, like four vessels from different parts of the world. So we discharge all the equipment like miles away,
Yeah.
because that causeway system, you can build a bridge, storage, or you
Oh.
can do a ferry. You can build a big old platform and put a cabin and the motors on it and
Oh, you're
ferry
kidding,
the
really?
the
Oh,
equipment to
jeez.
shore, and then you drive onto the shore.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's
Very
wild.
interesting,
Yeah.
and very interesting, very interesting.
Other than a couple months ago when they were talking about doing this for Gaza, I'd never even heard of that system, the J lot system. So
JLOS
look at
system,
this.
yes,
I got an expert on it.
the JLOS is the concept. The joint logistics over the shore, and
And then you got a
yeah,
lot of
that
choices
platform,
underneath
the
there. Right.
equipment
Right.
name is the modular causeway system. It's like big
Okay.
Lego. It's a big Lego. You put
Yeah.
pieces together. Pum,
I've
pum,
seen
pum, pum.
pictures of it, and that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big Lego. Very nice. Very.
That's pretty cool. Uh, how long did you do that job for?
I did my last 3 years in the army. Did it in there.
So you retired last year?
I retired in 2022,
Oh, in
November
2022. Okay.
2022.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did you do a ceremony for that at least?
no. Uh, Listen, I'm very low key.
You don't want anybody celebrating you.
Uh, I celebrate myself with my family here when I get
Very good.
home.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I'm with you.
like I made it, I did it. Cool. I didn't want to. I wasn't big on ceremonies ever in the army,
Yeah, nobody is. We're all
because
forced to do it.
ceremonies
Right.
are. I mean, ceremonies are forced to the soldiers.
Right. Yeah, they are.
You know, they're
Yeah.
very nice. They look good. I love the drilling ceremonies and all that. But it comes to that, obviously, sometimes you go to places for a ceremony, and what the hell am I doing here? I don't care
Uh,
about this guy. You know.
I was in Schofield when they decided to do the end of the war in the Pacific ceremony, and President Clinton came out for that. And they put us out on a parade, or I think we were over at Wheeler, because
Oh,
they had everybody, Coast Guard, Navy, Marines, Army, Air Force, and they had like a battalion of each. Everybody was out there, and we
wow.
sat for hours waiting for him to come in starch BDUs with bayonets, right? And he just like, I am melting out here. When is this guy going to fly in? And they came and do the ceremony for 15 minutes, and then we had to wait for an hour to go back home. So I know what you mean, and I've sat in that sun waiting, waiting, waiting. So I understand why you didn't have a
Yeah,
ceremony.
I came to the point that I was, when I thought was enough for me
Yeah.
in the army, I call it out. I started getting some help to go through the process,
Yeah.
because
Sure.
it was a very tough decision, the right decision. It was very tough because of the process, because I was telling, like, I know how to play the army to stay in. I found my way to
You've done
stay
that.
in
Yeah.
the
You're
army
very
and play
clever.
20 years.
Right.
I don't know how to get out.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get out, because all
Yeah.
I know for the last 20 years, all I knew was the uniform, the
Sure.
discipline,
Sure.
the systematic
The system makes a
way to
lot of
lead.
decisions that you don't have to worry about. It'll
Exactly.
take care of you.
The people that they respect you for who you are,
Right.
for what you have on your chest, or simply because they have to respect you.
Yeah, yeah. That's the hierarchy. Yeah.
When you come out, you don't
I know. They're like,
if you don't
hey,
care. I
I
mean,
was this rank, and they're like, great, get in line. Like,
yeah,
ah,
exactly. And that's all the things that I I was trying to
yeah, it's
get to my
difficult.
mind.
Yeah.
How am I going to cope with this? Because believe it or not, we get used to
Yes, you do.
respectful people. I
Yes, you
mean,
do. Right.
respectful people around you. Whether I mean, for whatever reason they respect you, they respect you.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy. Right.
Outside, they don't have to respect you,
No. And they don't have to
and
care about anything that you did.
they don't have to care about anything. They're not forced to talk to you or respond to you
Yeah.
or serve you or to. And you have to be
It's a
very
shock to the system after
yeah.
20 years. Yeah.
So I get ready, and when I thought I was ready, pull the triggers. I'm out. I'm out of
Okay.
here. I retire. They were asking me like, "Hey, what's your when your ceremony?" Like, I don't have ceremony. What's your award? Where's the
Oh,
biggest
yeah.
one
The
is
ending award. Yeah.
where is your end? Where is your retirement award? It says you want me to write my own retirement award.
Oh, no.
Because if you let me write my own award, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna put myself like Jesus Christ. I'm gonna walk on waters.
You might be giving me a silver star.
Yeah. So I didn't want it,
Yeah.
and until the end that my a new mayor from S1 came to me and asked me. We were in a. Oh yeah, I went to the Hell and Farewell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
Right. Right.
that's I went, and they had me up front to speak and say goodbye to the guys or
Okay.
whatever. And I talked to him. So that mayor noticed that, hey, Jaime, come here. I haven't seen your retirement award coming through my desk.
Oh, no.
Like, yeah, because there's no retirement award for me. It's like, how come? Like, no. It's a but oh my god. So no, you have to have a retirement award. So like, what you gonna do? Are
Yeah.
you gonna write an outcome for me? I have like few of them. What you gonna do? You're gonna give me an MSM that I have two or three of them,
Yeah.
and I haven't been able to buy a gallon of milk with one of those awards. Like
Right. Right.
so they're not important to me.
Yeah.
Like really, they're not important to me. And she asked me like I'm gonna ask you for a favor because it's not gonna look bad on you. It's gonna look bad on me.
That's true.
It's gonna look bad
Yeah.
on the colonel when we report that you retire and there's no retirement award for you.
That's true.
Uh,
They're going to get in trouble.
and she told me like, do you have copy of your NCOERs and OERs? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So send it to me. So I send it to her. I send an all ERB
Oh, really?
and an ORB,
Okay.
and that's all I send.
That's enough to make an award out
This
of.
is
Yeah.
my life. This is what I've done,
Right.
and this is. And she called me back, like, do you know that you have enough for? I'm gonna write a Legion of Merit for you.
Oh, wow.
You're like, ma'am, you're not on time to write a Legion of Merit because that politically takes 3, 4, 5 months for
Oh,
the
yeah.
general to sign and
Right.
whatever. And she told me like, give that to me.
No kidding.
I
Oh,
retired, came home. I was celebrating here on Thanksgiving because that
yeah.
was my official retirement day.
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving,
was? Yeah.
the Thanksgiving day was my official retirement day. Same week,
It
I
came
got my
through?
on the mail. She mailed me my
Wow.
Legion of Merit. That's like, oh my gosh, she made my day.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's a few people, people that you don't think they care for you, but it's always it's
Yeah.
always someone
Yeah.
watching you and looking at what you do, or
True.
people
Either to
that
tear you down
value
or to
what
help
you
you. Yeah.
did.
Right. Right.
There's always some people that value what you did or what you're doing. I mean, But I'm that
If
kind of guy. I'm that kind of guy that I'm low profile. I don't like to stay in the stage. People, oh, you want an award? No, my award is on the 15 on the day first. I mean, I
right,
get paid. That's
right,
my award.
yeah, right.
I get paid.
Well, now you get paid with a whole bunch of sore body parts too. You're like, thanks, Army.
Yeah, yeah. So,
um,
uh, re-
God, we do we. I might have to switch. I might have to cut this up into two parts. This is a big
yeah,
file,
yeah, yeah, you can
but it was
cut
a
this
great
a few
story.
parts.
What uh, we get everything? I
I
mean,
think I
there's
did. I think I retired
we could probably do
from the
more hours.
army.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I still work.
Oh, are you? What are you doing?
I have a trucking company. I
Oh,
build
do you
trucking.
really?
Before I retire, I started shaping a trucking company.
Nice,
So we have
nice.
trucks in Texas running
Yeah,
around.
I would have loved it if you'd have said, "Oh, I own a bar," and that would have been great. That would have been so perfect
no,
for.
no, I had trucks. I have a trucks with dry vans. I had trucks with hoppers, like
Oh, okay.
doing agriculture products from the
Nice,
farms to the port.
nice.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's we getting entertained.
What if you could reach out to your Bravo 235 brothers, right? What would you tell them? I mean, I know you talk to the guys you talk to
No, what I
anyway,
would
but
tell my guys from Bravo 235, brother, this is the most amazing group of people that I have met in my entire life. A I value you guys and I appreciate you guys so much for what we did together, for what you guys did for me, for what we still do for each other, because that at the end of the day we're here for each other, man. And the fact that I accept to talk about the story of my life, it's not about me, it's about getting that message of resiliency to others, because sometimes we have people in the ranks. I mean, have friends that you don't know what they're dealing with,
yeah, right.
and sometimes the message, I mean, the story of others might motivate you to continue to keep pushing forward. I mean, we went through so much, and yeah, and I know different people cope in different ways with situations, uh, but sometimes we try to it's good to listen to other people to say, oh, and this is
Sure.
how he did it and he made it, and he came through well. I mean, he used mechanisms to come up, to go through the situations and come successful. uh, and that's the message, like,
Yeah,
stay there, stay strong, let's keep tight, let's keep together,
right.
we stay together, let's communicate. If any of you guys need me, like Ruse, I told Ruse the other day, that motherfucker sent me a text, Jaime, can I call you? Motherfucker, you can call me anytime. I mean, you don't have to text me. You don't have to approach me. If I don't have the time to talk to you right on the spot, I will answer the phone. I'll tell you, hey, give me a preview of what's going on.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
let me call you back in 5 minutes, and I guarantee you, I'll call you back. And if the preview you give me is so important, I will stop what I'm doing. I'm
Sure.
gonna stop what I'm doing for you, and I will take the call. I mean, you don't have to ask permission to call me. None of you guys need to ask permission to call me. My number is there. I have the same number since we were in Hawaii. I never
Oh,
changed
wow.
the number.
Wow,
My
that's
number
great.
is
Yeah.
808 258 1344. Never change my number. That's
That
right there.
808 prefix. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes. So I love you guys all, and again, whatever you all need from me, I'm in Lake City, Texas, or Dickinson, Texas area, Houston, Texas area, and working here. I'm planning to retire again in the next couple of years, and but whatever you guys need from me, I'm all for you guys. I love you guys. Okay, my man, Jamie Mettinger. I never forget those guys,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Guess, Salas, my brother, Bruce, Seth, Rodenbach, eh, Adrian Guest, Anthony Herbert, all these guys. If I don't mention one, Little Hernandez, Hickey, uh, all you guys. I mean, part of my life, one way or another. I learned from you guys a lot. I appreciate you guys have patience with me when I didn't know how to speak English, and I couldn't communicate or I couldn't understand what you say. Uh, yeah, I always tell this story before we leave, Marty. I had Eric Sprang, right? Eric Sprang was of the smart asses in the team, right?
Yeah.
Smart ass, and my friend, I love him. He's
Right.
smart ass. I was pissed at someone, and I was just going at it. When I get really upset, my English is start breaking up
Oh, okay.
even more,
Right.
and my mix of English and Spanish start coming out. I start yelling at someone. When I finish my rant, Eric called for an interpreter. Terp.
Oh shit.
Man, and we've been 20 years laughing out of that shit because I
That's
couldn't
pretty
be
good.
mad anymore. I couldn't
Yeah,
be
that's
mad
that's really clever. That's really good.
Man, I appreciate your time, Marty. Man, I think
Army retired Chief Warrant Officer 3 Jaime Hernandez. Sorry for mispronouncing your name when we first started. It's been an honor to get your story, man. Thank you for choosing to tell that on this podcast, and I hope it reaches far and wide, and I can get more of your brothers on here to tell their story as well.
appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you for everything. God bless you.
On behalf of Chief Hernandez, I'd like to thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, please leave a like and a comment and share the podcast with someone else. And as always, make sure to download the next episode for more service origin stories. So until next time, on your feet! Yes!